Over the past 25 years of the College World Series, only 2 teams have been repeat champions. The Stanford Cardinal won it in 1987 and then again in 1988. With 5 appearances here in Omaha, the Cardinal was the team of the 80s. The other school to win in consecutive years, LSU in 96 and 97. Tigers have won 4 titles in all in the 90s. None more dramatic than this.
Now Warren Morris. It's a deep drive down the right field line. That ball is gone! LSU wins the College World Series!
Today, Stanford and LSU are back in collegiate baseball's crowning moment. 2 schools unbeaten here in Omaha. 2 schools with rich tradition. 2 schools that have played the entire season for this one game. It's the 54th edition of the College World Series, and it's next. Mid-June in Omaha, Nebraska can mean but one thing, the NCAA College Baseball World Series. Today, the championship matchup features the Cardinal of Stanford and the Tigers of LSU. Our weather conditions right now are perfect. It's not hot. The temperature is in the 70s, and there is a slight chance of rain as we progress. The folks here in Omaha, Nebraska, some of the best baseball fans you will find anywhere, and they may pour in here in record numbers today. There's only one day of the season you get to crown a champion here in Omaha. Today is that day. Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel. Welcome to Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium here in Omaha for our presentation of the championship game of the College Baseball World Series. 2 fine teams in action today. Both of them arrive at this championship game undefeated. The champions of bracket number 1, Stanford. Double elimination. They haven't lost a game. They bested Louisiana Lafayette, Clemson, and San Jose State. In bracket number 2, the LSU Tigers also arrive undefeated at 3-0 as they bested Florida State, Southern Cal, and Texas. LSU head coach Skip Bertman a short while ago addressed his players, and his remarks typify the feelings of both coaches here today.
Now listen, you guys, remember fellas, you've been prepared and worked for this day for all year, and some for 2 years or even 3 years and more. You've worked hard, very hard, to overcome injuries, overcome lots of obstacles to get here. You deserve it. There ain't any question about it. One of the best teams I've ever had. Today, doesn't matter what you do the first 3 times, maybe the 4th time. That's the time. Always be swinging. That's what got us here. That's what can win it for us. Swing the bat. You don't come to Omaha to be tentative. You don't come to check swing. You come to field the ball, you come to pitch it, you come to run, you come to win. I know you'll do that because you represent LSU, your family, and your maker. Today, let's enjoy the moment, have fun, and let's be the champions. Let's go. We're going for BP.
Working alongside me today, Jerry Kindle, who 3 times walked away from Omaha as head coach of the champion University of Arizona baseball team. And Jerry, each team has a number 3 hitter that could very much dictate the way this game is going to go today. Let's start with Stanford.
Stanford, Edmund Muth, their senior center fielder, leads their power attack with 22 home runs and 81 RBI, slugging percentage of .648. On Thursday against the University of Louisiana Lafayette, 3 for 5, tied an NCAA record with 3 home runs in a game, which also gave him the College World Series career record with 6.
How about Brad Cressy for LSU?
Brad Cressy has even better power numbers. 30 home runs, leads the nation. 105 RBI leads the nation. He's struggling here at Omaha. He's only 1 for 10. LSU needs him to really come forth today.
All right, Jerry. LSU and Stanford. We are Royal, and we'll have the first pitch right after this.
The NCAA College World Series is sponsored by United Airlines, now offering more legroom with a newly completed Economy Plus section. Top secret microwave popcorn. Perfect popcorn is our passion. And by Hewlett-Packard, inventing new ways to live and work.
Why is it that no matter where you are in the world, there is always a place for people to come together. When you think about it, it's simple. Humans are a social bunch. We need each other. That's why we are doing what we can to make it easier for the human race to stay united.
It was our dream to make Pop Secret microwave popcorn.
Do you see it?
Not yet.
Our mission, bring back America's favorite butter.
That's it. Over there. 2 o'clock. Let's go for it.
Hello. Follow them.
Mission accomplished. Pop Secret, the only microwave popcorn made with real Land O'Lakes butter. Perfect popcorn, our passion.
You could go.
Delete. Get the paper.
A clean, crisp newspaper delivered to your printer automatically.
Pep Boys knows how to give you a great deal on tires. They'll run specials on just one size. Pep Boys discounts every size and stock. That means all Cornell 808 35,000 tires, 4 for $99. Futura 855 55,000-mile tire, 4 for $129. Or get our Futura 20,000-mile tires, all sizes, 4 for only $169. Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
Back at Rosenblatt Stadium, the LSU Tigers, the whole team today have taken the field. Let's check out the starting lineup. The Stanford Cardinal head coach Marcus starts it off with spin Craig Thompson. The number 2 hitter is shortstop Eric Bruntlett. Big power man is the number 3 hitter, center fielder Edmund Muth. Equally powerful is cleanup hitter third baseman John Gall. The right fielder Joe Borcher. Hitting 6th, second baseman Chris O'Riordan. And left fielder Andy Topham. Number 8 man is designated hitter Eric Van Zant. And the number 9 man is the catcher Damian Alvarado.
Well, here we go with the defense now for the LSU Tigers. In our left field, Jeremy Winton starts. Cedric Harris in center field. Last outfielder Ray Wright playing right field. Blake RBA, the captain at third base. Ryan Terrio at shortstop. Freshman of the year, Mike Fontenot at second base. At first base, Brad Hawk. Behind the plate, Brad Cressy, with all the impressive home runs, RBI. And on the mound, Brian Tallett, 15-3.
Brian Tallett, big 6'7" lefty. We asked him yesterday, describe yourself as a pitcher. What did he say?
If I had to describe myself, I'd say I'm a pitcher that goes at you, wants to make you hit the ball, and if you're not, then I'm going to get you out because I'm going to throw balls in the zone with fastball, slider, and a changeup. And you know, if you're not going to swing, then I'm going to be able to pump the strike zone and get you out.
Brian Tallett, 6'7", is an impressive figure out on the hill, Jerry.
Well, he's had a great year, 15-3. ERA very low in college ball. It's incredibly low, 3.32. And innings pitched 138 in the third. But what I am impressed with, Greg, is his 130 strikeouts, only 56 walks. He gets it all over, just like he predicted he would.
Talking to him yesterday, I said, well, when you get out there, are you going to be nervous? And he said, no, there's no reason to be nervous. This is what we've worked for, and this is why we're here. There is a guy who is looking to win his 5th championship in 10 years here in Omaha. Kip Berkman, the head man at LSU. On the other side, Stanford Marquis. Well, you talk about a career Stanford University guy.
He played football and baseball there. He coached there for 24 years.
Here's Craig Thompson to lead it off. And we are underway in Omaha. Takes the first pitch. Ball 1. Thompson, 339 hitter, 11 home runs, 48 runs that has started each and every game for the Stanford Cardinal this season. Outside 2-0.
He's a good leadoff man. Normally you'd see a first baseman in the leadoff position. Mark Marks has put him there this season. He's a switch hitter, batting right against our pitcher, Tallett. He has pretty good speed. that fouled the third baseline. Umpires today on the balls and strikes is Scott Graham behind Blake. Al Davis at first, Joe Burleson at second, Danny Escoro at third. Tony Mainers is down the left field line, and David Riley is down the right field line. 2-1 pitch Thompson. Strike ball, 2. Talent will throw the fastball, a hard slider, and a straight changeup. 2-pitch, fair ball past third, down into the left field corner. Jeremy Whitten will chip it down. Thompson on his way to second, and he's going to go.
You got time.
A very auspicious debut here. First hitter for Stanford drills it down the third base line for a base hit. Nobody out now, and Thompson on second base. Here's the pitch by Brian Talent. Hit past the third baseman Barbier, down the left field line into the corner. Whitten gets there in a hurry, but has no chance to get Thompson at second base. 21st double on the season for Craig Thompson. It brings up Eric Bruntlett. Bruntlett is the shortstop. Talking with Mark Marquis yesterday, the coach said opposing coaches think he's our MVP. I think many of his players do, and certainly Marquis would vote for him, I think. He's a terrific player. Senior shortstop, been here before. 3 out of the last 4 years, Bruntlett's been the starting shortstop. In the dirt, stopped by Brad Cressy. Ball 1. Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium, 332 down the line, 408 to straightaway center field, and 360 left center and right center. Wind blowing out to left again. Seems to do that pretty much each day in the College World Series. Right-handed hitters have an advantage. First few pitches, Brian Talent looks like he may have overthrowing a little bit, Greg. Well, he's pumped up, Greg. Who wouldn't be? The adrenaline is really flowing. This is the epitome for a college baseball player to play for the national championship. And I think you're right. He's just a little bit too over the edge right now, but he'll get back together. Misses, ball 3, 85-mile-an-hour fastball. Talent having a little trouble at strike zone right now, and Brad Cressy going to go out and talk a little bit. Brian Talent is somewhere in the neighborhood of the high 80s normally. He eased off on that pitch trying to get it over. Doesn't want to walk Bruntlett here. Have been at first and second with Phil be out in the first inning. So he's going to try to get that ball over, and easy enough is not the way to do it. And I think that's what Brad Cressy just told him. Hey, just fire. Let her go. Relax. First and second, and nobody out for Stanford here in the first inning. Told the Stanford Cardinal and the LSU Tigers both unbeaten. Stanford here with victories over Louisiana Lafayette, Clemson, and then a huge performance against the Raging Cajuns 2 nights ago. They really haven't been challenged too much in getting here unbeaten to the championship game. But this game promises to be, and I believe it will be, a very, very close game. 2 very evenly matched teams, Greg. Here is Edmund Muth. About mid-season, his coach says this guy was only hitting about 265. Comes in a 303 hitter. He's their hottest hitter. He just bombed the ball 2 nights ago. 3 home runs, as we pointed out. 6 RBI. In the first inning, with your hottest hitter up, I don't believe Mark Marquis is going to sacrifice him. First and second, nobody out, but I don't think he wants to give up this hot bat that Edmund Muth is swinging. And LSU does not think so either. They're playing back. They're not expecting the ball. He will hit left-handers as well as the right-handers. It's a big pitch for him to get across and strike 1. Yes, that will help his composure. He needs to find some poise out there now. This is a tough situation. Before he even breaks a sweat, he's in a real jam, Greg. First and second, nobody out. The heart of the order coming up. In Muth, Gall, and Borchert.
0-1 pitch. 1-1. Told you Stanford was unbeaten getting to this game. LSU as well with victories over Texas, Southern Cal, Florida State.
I believe that Stanford has had the hardest journey to get here to the championship game. Now, Skip Hurt doesn't dispute that, but Stanford has lost 2 games in their drive since the regionals began. They lost to Nebraska in the Super Regional 1 game, and they also lost 1 game in the regional. So they know what it is to battle back.
Both teams at the very top step of their dugout. One pitch to Mute.
Fontenot has a hard slider. Somewhere between a curve and a slider. Call it a slurve if you will, and that was it. He throws it a lot. He has a great deal of pride in it. He'll throw it in tough situations, and that was. He had to get ahead of Muth here in this situation. That was his hard slider.
1-2 pitch.
What a big out for Brian Pallett to strike out Edmund Muth with a good fastball. Here it is on the outside part of the plate. Tough pitch to hit. Edmund Muth has to offer at it. We'll see it here now on the outside part of the plate. Simply just waves at it, hoping to foul it out. Fouled it off. And 1 out now.
Here's cleanup hitter John Gall. 341 average, 11 home runs, 70 runs batted in. And at first and second and 1 out now. Took a little off the ball on the outside corner, strike 1.
Well, John Gall, one of the most dependable clutch hitters in college baseball, cleanup hitter now for Stanford. He let that one go. There's no reason to swing at that pitch. It's a hittable pitch on the outside corner.
Fastball on the outside corner, but that one missed, and it's a ball and a strike.
I think Brian Pallett has found his rhythm now, his groove. He's throwing, if not strikes every pitch, very close to being strikes. He's around the plate now where he wasn't against Brentman, the second hitter. Well, here's the replay of the pitch. Fastball, again, inside corner this time. So he's moving the ball around the plate, caught the inside black of the plate, that little border around the white outline of the plate.
Talent's 1-2 pitch to go. Hit hard toward third, diving stop by Barbier. Second for the fourth. But Hawk kept it in the near vicinity, and the runner could not advance from third. What a great play at third by Blair Barbier.
Diving play by Blair Barbier. Here we'll see it. Gall hits it hard to his left. The only way he can get to it is with a dive. He throws from his knees. A pretty good throw to Fontenot at second base. Quick feet there at second, but he throws it a little bit down at first base. Brad Hopp blocks it to make sure that runner at third doesn't go around to score. Here it is now. Fontenot making the play to first base. Slightly in the dirt. Brad Hopp was able to control it. Now we have first and third for Stanford with 2 away.
Gall on at first with the fielder's choice, and here's Joe Borchard. Another heavy hitter in the Stanford lineup. Here's the change.
Well, he's had to rely pretty much on the fastball early on now to try to find the plate. But you can see his confidence building almost visibly there on his face. Now he got his changeup over there. He got his slider over to the third hitter, to Muth. So he's finding his rhythm.
Toward first. So Talent ahead in the count now, 0-2. Joe Borchard, the Stanford University quarterback. Mark Marquis says he is as good a two-sport athlete as I have ever had here at Stanford.
That's really a high tribute to Joe Borchard because he's had some great ones. Start with John Elway, Toy Cook, Chad Hutchinson, 4 or 5 players, including Mark Marcus, by the way, a standout in both football and basketball, football and baseball when he played there in the 60s.
0-2 pitch. No, throws first instead. John Elway. Ryan Johnson.
Johnson presently catching for Kansas City Royals.
0-2 pitch. Up high, a ball and 2 strikes.
It's interesting as we reflect on these two sport athletes at Stanford. Most of them have been quarterbacks. Elway, Brian Johnson, Chad Hutchinson, Joe Borchert. What gives over there?
I don't know. 1-2 pitch to Borchert. Fouled off. Craig Thompson led with a double down the left field line, and Eric Bruntlett drew a base on ball. Edmund Muth went down swinging. Gall is on with a fielder's choice. Barbier with a terrific stop at third to get a force out at second. So Bruntlett was forced. Thompson is at third. Gall at first. 1-2 pitch. Down swinging.
Great pitching by Brian Collin after a very shaky start, giving up the leadoff double to Craig Thompson. Outstanding.
The Cardinals strands 2 will go to the bottom of the first. LSU will come to the plate.
Nice lunch, Ed?
I have been to the edge and back.
Okay. The Edge Pizza is back.
Friends, civil servants, lend me your ears. The Edge is toppings. And then more toppings. On top of toppings. On top of other toppings.
Peppers or neighbors to the sausage or neighbors to the onions.
No outer crust.
With no outer crust.
It's a crust-free zone. Let go of your crust, my friend.
Choose the works recipe or create your own. But hurry, the Edge won't be around long.
Go to the Edge!
The Edge Pizza from Pizza. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof. There's a place where the best are dedicated to helping you become your best. The premier online sports store, MVP.com.
Back in Omaha for the bottom half of the first inning. Stanford stranding 2 runners in the top of the first. A look at the LSU starting lineup. Shortstop Ryan Theriot is the leadoff hitter. Second baseman Mike Fontenot hits number 2. The third man, catcher Brad Cressy, has been struggling lately, looking to break out of a slump. Cleanup hitter, first baseman Brad Hawk. In the number 5 spot, third baseman Blair Barbier. The DH is Wally Pontiff. The center fielder, Cedric Harris. The left fielder is Jeremy Witten. And the number 9 hitter is right fielder Ray Wright.
Stanford will line up defensively this way. In left field, we have Andy Topham. Edmund Muth in center. Joe Borchert in right field. Going around the infield, let's start at third. John Gall, senior third baseman. Eric Bruntlett, senior second baseman. Chris O'Riordan at second base. Craig Thompson at first base. Behind the plate, Damian Alvarado. And on the mound, All-American Jason Young.
It wasn't until late yesterday afternoon that Mark Marquis finally did announce that Jason Young was going to be his starting pitcher. We talked with Jason and asked him to talk about himself out on the mound.
What to expect from me? Decent fastball. I like to, rely on movement every once in a while. Maybe get some guys to roll over some fastballs away and get some double play balls. And take pride in being able to throw my 3 pitches for strikes, my fastball, my Vulcan change, and my spike curveball.
You better give that Vulcan change a little explanation, Jerry.
Well, the Vulcan change is merely gripping it with all 4 fingers and the thumb, pushing it way back in the hand. Throws it with the same arm speed, but there's so much friction, so much contact with the fingers and the palm that it really slows down about 10 miles an hour as opposed to the fastball.
It's the grip. It's not a live long and prosper kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right. Interesting, he called his curve a spike curve. All my years in baseball, I've never heard that term.
Ryan Theriot looks at the fastball. Talking about that Vulcan change, that's the grip that he uses on the baseball.
And that's really a good pitch, and he uses it a lot. There's so much lack of speed when he throws it, the hitter's thrown off tight.
1-1 now to Theriot, the leadoff hitter. Now .307 hitter with 2 home runs and 40 runs batted in. Jason, how he came up with that pitch. He said he saw pictures of guys holding the ball like that, and then all of a sudden one day when he was a kid, his fingers started to grow and he was able to do it.
Well, whatever works. He goes at 6'5", long arms, has great leverage. He has the ideal pitcher's body. There he is gripping that ball.
Toward third and foul, and that'll leave him the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We've talked a good bit about his Vulcan changeup and his spike curve. Spike curve, by the way, is putting the index knuckle against the ball, the index finger knuckle, and what we used to know as the old knuckle curve. He calls it the spike curve. But he has a good fastball. That's his money pitch. That's the one he's throwing most of the time. There it is.
2-2 pitch hit into center field, and Muth doesn't have to move much for it. That's out number 1.
Young is a terrific pitcher. He comes into this contest with a 9-1 record and a very, very respectable, call it low, call it very, very good, a 3.71 ERA. A lot of strikeouts, 118 strikeouts in 111 2/3 innings.
Here's Mike Fontenot. 353 average, 17 homers, 64 runs batted in, hitting an even .500 here in Omaha. Pitch outside, ball 1. Skip Bertman calls Mike Fontenot the best defensive second baseman he's ever had at LSU.
Greg, we talked about the grip that he uses for that Vulcan curve. He grips it every pitch as he waits his sign from the catcher, Alvarado. That he won't vary that. Now, of course, when he goes into the glove, then he will take the grip for the fastball or the slider. Slider and curve.
There's the fastball on the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike.
So the third base coach or the hitter cannot pick up the grip before he releases it. That's his reason.
And Young is wide of the plate on that one. Fontenot has run the count down to 3 balls and a strike with Brad Cressy on deck.
I mentioned a moment ago about Mike Fontenot, the hitter up at the plate now, as being the best second baseman that Skip Bertman feels he's ever coached, is really high praise.
3-2 pitch foul back.
Because he has had some outstanding second basemen in recent years. Let's start with Todd Walker. Todd Walker playing with the Minnesota Twins. And then Warren Morris, who we featured on the opener, hitting that game-winning home run 3 years ago. And there are others there that have been All-American second basemen. He calls this young man the best.
All-speed line down left field line. That's a fair ball. Fontenot makes the turn. He's going to go for 2. The throw is going to be below the top. He's in there.
He's in there with his hand.
Well, he took that fastball the other way just perfectly down the left field line. The left fielder, Andy Toppin, got to it in a hurry. It's very close play at second base. The Fontenot runs well, and he now stands at second with a 2-base hit and 1 out. There's the ball, overcalls it, head at third base, line drive to left field down the line. Now watch Andy Toppin get to it. He throws to second, very, very close. The throw had been a little bit more on target. They might have had a chance to nip Mike Fontenot.
So Stanford had a leadoff double in the first. LSU gets a 1-out double from Fontenot, and here is Brad Cressy. Impressive numbers on the season, but oh, how he has struggled here in Omaha.
And it's just eaten his heart out, Greg. He wants so badly to help his team. He's got enormous strength, his senior catcher, Brad Cressy.
He's 1 for 10 with just 1 RBI. A good swing at that one. Fires it off to the right side.
Well, Brad Cressy has set a high precedent for himself in 1999. 302, only 10 home runs, 2000, 30 dingers. Last year he was hampered by a fractured hand that he suffered earlier in the spring.
Another good cut at a Jason Young offering, and he fouls it back, and he's down in the count 0-2.
Brad Cressy broke his hand in '99 in February and played with it throughout. Well, he took some time off, of course, for treatment, but then he began to get in the lineup a little early, and that hand bothered him all the way. So his power numbers were way down last year. This year they're up where you would expect this extremely strong Brad Cressy to be.
He'd just like to get on track here in Omaha as Young looks like climbing back to second base. There is Mark Cressy, 24 years coach with the Dodgers. A proud papa. Down the right field line, foul.
Yeah, Cressy is getting some really good rips up there, Greg. Jason Young is challenging him with the fastball, and Cressy looks completely ready. He's just missing. Those 3 foul balls that he has hit in this at-bat were very, very close to being right on target. Young has a good fastball.
0-2 pitch. Up high, ball, 2 strikes.
An 87-mile-an-hour fastball by Jason Young, and normally he's up there in the low 90s.
What are the benefits of hanging around the Dodgers? Well, Brad Cressy's godfather is Tom Lasorda.
That's right.
Do the jokes ever stop? Inside, caught him, and he's on base.
Jason Young had an open base, and he's trying to get inside now on Brad Cressy. We'll see the pitch. It's another fastball, and it gets way inside. Here comes the fastball now, and it just gets Cressy on the right wrist. Got him just in there on the right wrist, lower forearm. Here we'll see it. He takes it for the team here. Ouch. So it's first and second now, 1 out.
And here is Brad Hawk. 3 home runs here in Omaha and a .500 batting average. Upside corner, strike 1.
Jason Young jumped ahead of this hitter, Brad Hopp. This is the prettiest swing I've seen on the LSU team. Brad Hopp has perfect technique, perfect fundamentals, keeps his hands back, short stride.
Looks at that one outside. The count is leaving a ball and a strike. So both pitchers with a bit of a problem in the first inning.
Jason Young struggling to get out of this inning. We're in the bottom of the first.
First base line and foul. There is a bit of a drizzle falling now here in Omaha.
Jason Young is standing out there challenging the LSU hitters. He's faced Cressy a moment ago with good fastballs. Now he's unloading here on Brad Hopp. So he's not stepping back. He's not giving in a bit. Jason Young continuing to go with his good fastball.
Speed got him swinging.
Just as I said, he's continuing to go with fastball. He pulled that good changeup out. And that was the right pitch for Brad Hopp. He was way out ahead of it. Here's the pitch. You can almost see that split-fingered Vulcan changeup. Here he is now. He's throwing it. Watch the bottom drop down. Right there. Swings over the ball. Out ahead of it. Lunging in a way. And Jason Young has his second out of the inning.
Here's Blair Barbier. Fine defensive play in the top of the inning. And with 2 on and 2 out here in the first, and he cuts at the first pitch, and this is strike 1.
Blair Barbier is the acknowledged captain of the LSU team. 4-year starter. Actually was a freshman All-American at second base 4 years ago. Now he moved over to third as a sophomore, and he's playing All-American type ball there.
Fastball outside, even the count of the ball and a strike. Barbier, .338 hitter on the year with 8 home runs and 48 runs batted in.
hard slider. Trying to get that in for a strike to Barbier. Jason Young has those 3 pitches that he depends on. The good fastball, high 80s, low 90s. The good changeup that he just struck out Brad Pop with, and then this good hard slider.
2-1 pitches in there, 2-2. Jason Young's dad, Terry, an interested spectator.
There are so many parents and loved ones here to see their sons play in this tremendous College World Series. It's a great family atmosphere all around the ballpark.
2-2 pitch. We'll do it again.
Blair Barbier kept his weight back very well on that. I believe that was the changeup. It was up in the strike zone. He had a good rip at it, pulled it foul. And the changeup is most effective, of course, when you keep it down in the strike zone, somewhere around the knees. Jason Young slipped with that.
2-2 pitch again. Nub. Great stop by Jason Young. Will try it over the first base. Just as his opponent on the mound, Brian Talent, did, he escapes damage here on the bottom of the first. No score as we move to the second.
He's upside down. This one has to go like that.
Some children imagine that their father is the most powerful man in the world. Wonder where they got that idea. The 300 horsepower Silverado. The truck from Chevrolet.
You have no messages. You have no messages. You have no messages.
Free online personals. Get them on thirdage.com. America Online keyword Third Age.
Shoulder pads, knee pads. Now there's a new pad to keep you in the game. Boom! Tough Actin Tenactin Sports Wipes. Get to those hard-to-reach places with the only leading brand that's so tough it prevents athlete's foot. Wipe out athlete's foot. New Tenactin Sports Wipes.
Well, Dimple Monkey, twice the pudding, octopi for Tango Man.
I sense a little confusion.
Yeah. Very blender shoe. Cellular, Scooter, my daisy heads.
You said cellular.
Diddly day.
It's those cellular plans. They can really confuse you. Here, the new Sprint PCS free and clear plan lets you choose one free option. Long distance, nights and weekends, or wireless web.
And all the calls are clear.
Well said.
Choose one free option. Introducing the new Sprint PCS free and clear plan.
Greg Gumbel, Jerry Kindle back here in Omaha. As we go to the top of the second inning, we're pleased to welcome the third member of our team. Down on the field, Gary Apple. Gary.
All right, Greg, we did some digging, and, your partner up there in the booth, Jerry Kindle, may be a bit too modest to tune his own horn. But did you know, back in 1956, Jerry led the University of Minnesota to the College World Series. In fact, he is the only man to ever hit for the cycle in the College World Series, and is as good as he was as a player, he's one of only 2 men to have coached a team in the College World Series and played in it. You're sitting next to some college baseball royalty, Greg.
That's why I stay very, very close to him, Gary. Thank you very much.
Boy, you had to go a long way back there, Gary. That is out of the archives at the University of Minnesota.
A cycle, man.
Yes, against the University of Mississippi. And I don't remember much about it, to tell the truth.
Don't remember the order?
I don't remember the order. We won the game, went on to win the national championship.
We'll be checking in with Gary periodically throughout the afternoon. We go to the top of the second inning. Chris O'Riordan, Andy Topham, Eric Van Zant to face Brian Talent. And O'Riordan rips down the left field line, foul.
Both pitchers worked out serious jams in that first inning. Talent left 2 men on base after a leadoff double. And Jason Young pitches out with 2 men on base in his half of the inning. Here we are in the second half. The second inning, excuse me.
Talent gets it in there, falls strike 2. Chris O'Riordan, leading hitter at 365 for this Stanford team. This young man was a walk-on.
This is a great story of perseverance, hanging in there. Played very, very little as a walk-on as a freshman. sophomore. And now he's had a breakthrough year in his sophomore year. Leading hitter.
Says, no, the guy walks in, you got to tell him his chances are very, very slim. And he said, Coach, I want to do it. Not only did he want to do it, he went out and proved he could do it. Inside, 2-2.
Interestingly, he has a twin brother that walked in with him in his freshman year and asked for a tryout on the team. The pitcher, the twin brother who was a pitcher, decided not to do it. Chris O'Riordan did it, and here he is starting, leading for the College World Series.
Rips a base hit up the middle into center field past the diving Ryan Terrio. And that's the second hit of the day for Stanford.
Ball is inside to Chris O'Riordan, but he gets his bat on it. It's one of those aluminum bat hits. I think a wooden bat might have broken in his hands here, Greg. Just past Brian Talent, up the middle, past the shortstop Terrier. And he's on base now. Leadoff single, top of the second.
Left fielder Andy Topham, a former infielder, playing left field for Mark Marquis these days, is at the plate. Topham hitting .325, 6 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Been a red-hot hitter for Stanford the last month or so. Pitches outside, 1-0.
The other night against Louisiana Lafayette, who jumped out to a 6-0 lead on Thursday night's game. In the first inning, Andy Topham got them back in the game in the bottom of the second with a bases-loaded home run to bring it to. They had scored 1 run earlier, so then it was 6-5. We went on to win easily, 19 runs this night scored against that pitching. But Topham keyed it with a bases-loaded home run on Thursday night. This young man, Andy Topham, sophomore left fielder.
And this time O'Riordan dives back in.
Mark Marquis does not run much. That is straight steal of second base.
Ball back.
Mark Marquis prefers to have his hitters move the runners with a hit and run, perhaps a punt, but rather than steal the base straight away.
No one on the Stanford team with more than 10 stolen bases, but Chris O'Riordan out there is a perfect 7 out of 7.
Yes, he'll run at certain times. But right now, with nobody out and a left-hander on the mound, I'd rather think he will not attempt to steal.
Talent with the move to first.
Talent has a pretty good move also, and he's certainly throwing over there a lot, isn't he, Greg? He's making sure that, in this case, O'Riordan doesn't get too big a lead.
Here's my gauge for lefties. When you think they've committed a balk and they haven't, that's a good move.
They don't call very many on the left-hander.
1-1 pitch called off, a ball and 2 strikes. We talked at the very, very top of the show about 2 schools rich in tradition. How about Stanford? 3rd appearance here in their last 4 years, 12th overall. Championship seasons back in 87 and 88.
You pointed out earlier, Greg, arguably, and I don't think it's arguably, I think it's a definite fact, the team of the 80s was the Stanford Cardinal. The team of the 90s, their opponent today, the LSU Tigers. Those are the 2 prominent, storied teams in the last 20 years. College baseball.
First base. Well, if they're going to run on Brian Talent today, they're going to have to do some studying. That's a pretty good move.
Yes, and he varies it. He throws from the stretch sometimes, throws other times as he's coming down to the stretch.
And he got it. On the move, throw down to second, and he's out.
Well, that was an interesting pickoff. The runner, Chris O'Riordan, was actually guessing with Brian Talent. He had the sign, you go, and guess that he's going to home plate because he has the effective move, but he gave him the hang move. Talent gave him the hang move, lifted his right leg, saw that he was going, and quick made the adjustment to throw over to first base. A left-hander is very capable of doing that. Most left-handers are, and Brian Talent did it. And there he goes. He's guessing with him, hoping he goes to the plate. Instead, he was picked off.
Ground ball between short and third. Barbier has it, throws out. The Cardinal bench disagreed, but scored as a 5-3 putout.
Top end runs very, very well. Andy Toppin hits the ball in the hole here. There goes Barbier to his left. Big hop for him. Takes a little too much time. A couple shuffles instead of just the one. Wow, very close. I think Blair Barbier will remember that. If he gets a ground ball from Andy Toppin later in the game, he's going to take a little more urgency to get to that. Look at that hat.
Yeah, I was asking him about that cap yesterday. There's a call strike to Eric Van Zandt.
There's the play now. There's the ball and the foot hitting almost exactly together. First base umpire Al Davis rang him up for an out.
Ball on the strike. Talking with Blair Barbier about that cap. So you're going to get a new one? He goes, nah, it'll just turn out the same way once you get out there and start to sweat a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't admit it is superstitious, but I think that's a large part.
Drive in the left center field. This one ticketed for extra bases. Bounces on the track, rolls to the wall, and into second base with a double is Eric Van Zandt.
Now we see the importance of that pickoff a moment ago when Talent picked off Chris O'Riordan. He would have scored on this ball. It was deep in the deepest part of the field in left center field. Here's Eric Van Zandt. Takes a good rip at it, gets the pitch a little bit down, goes down with it, drives it to deep left center field. Easy double. Had there been a man on first base, in this case it would have been O'Riordan, had he not been picked off, or Topham if he had forced him at second base. That could have happened too, but anyway, they get the LSU Tigers escape a run being scored there because of the pickoff earlier in the inning.
So far.
Yes.
And on second, 2 out. Here's the catcher, Damian Alvarado. 281 hitter, 6 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Third hit of the day off Brian Talent and the second double. Alvarado hitting at a .455 clip here in Omaha. Just the outside corner.
Greg, I think this young man is the backbone of the Stanford team and a large reason, big reason for their success this year. Damian Alvarado has caught every game, played in every game behind the plate. Takes a great deal of strength and durability, and he handles the pitches beautifully and a pretty good hitter at the plate, as you pointed out.
That's a called strike. Mark was telling us yesterday he came to Stanford as a third baseman.
No, Mark has done that. So has Skip Burton. They have taken the talent that comes to them and adjusted their place on the team and put them in positions where they're most needed.
1-1 pitch. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Full house at Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium. And a couple members of KISS on hand. 2 balls and a strike. 2-2. 79 miles an hour. You can tell how much talent took off of that pitch.
That was a good changeup, and Alvarado was way out ahead on his swing, off balance. Talent showing a pretty good command right now of the fastball, curve, and the changeup. He's getting them over more consistently than he did in the first inning.
2-2 Alvarado. Strike 3 call. Drop third strike. The throw down to first. And the escape artist Brian Talent does it again here in the top of the second inning. We're scoreless. And CBS Sports coverage of the NCAA College Baseball World Series continues after this message. And a word from your local station.
Here's their regular internet homepage, and here's iWon.com. It's free. You use it like Yahoo or other search engines to check news, scores, stocks. Only iWon.com gives away $10,000 a day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
The free one with all the cash.
What would you do if you won?
Keep my job at the multiplex.
Really?
No.
Could you put that back, please? iWon.com. Why wouldn't you?
Go inside the mob with Falcone.
CBS tonight at 10/9 Central.
At V-Watch, you'll find quality name brand furniture at low prices every day. That's why smart shoppers from all over South Louisiana have been coming here for over 40 years. You won't find high-pressure salespeople or a fancy showroom at V-Watch. Just 30,000 square feet of great furniture values and a friendly atmosphere. No big city prices, no big city hassle. So take a drive out to the country and come see us at V-Watch Furniture, Highway 190 in Livingston, where quality furniture really does cost less.
Okay, Bill. Gotta get this stick. Go get it. Okay. Get the stick. Come on. Nope. Get the stick. Got it. Hello?
U.S. agencies. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Give us a call and find out how low your auto insurance rates could be. Good boy.
This has been my home for nearly 40 years, and there are precious memories in every inch of it. I was ready to move away because my children felt it was dangerous for a person my age with a health condition to live alone. It would have hurt so much to give up my home and my independence. Thank goodness I discovered Acadian On Call. Now my family doesn't worry about me so much, and I don't have to leave this place I love.
Acadian On Call. Peace of mind. Independence.
You're watching WAFB Channel 9, Louisiana's news channel.
Army Whitten to face Jason Young. And Pontiff looks at the first pitch. Ball one. Pontiff, the designated hitter, 347, 7 home runs, 45 runs batted in, and the hottest hitter LSU had in the postseason.
Pontiff is just a freshman, a true freshman. And Skip Bertman feels he has the sweetest swing of the squad.
All ball, named the most outstanding player in the SEC tournament.
So he's making an impact right away as a freshman on this LSU championship type ball club. Kind of hard to do for a freshman. He's done it.
1-2 pitch. Everyone stays outside. The count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chalked up 441 batting average in regionals.
Pontiff is destined for third base next year. Came in recruited as a third baseman.
3-2.
But because of Blair Barbier being at third base, the captain of the team, 4-year starter, once again Skip Bertman made an adjustment in his lineup to put this fine young athlete into left field.
There's a drive hit deep to right center field. Off the wall. Pontiff into second, standing with a double.
No runners now for Jason Young to contend with. Here's the pitch. You'll see the pitch right down the middle of the plate. And Pontiff takes it into deep right center. Here's the angle now that we see from this camera. You see the right fielder, Borchert, and the center fielder, Muth, chasing it off against the wall there and getting it in quickly to prevent a triple.
5 hits between these two teams so far today. 4 of them are doubles. Here is Cedric Harris. Harris, the center fielder, 372 hitter on the season. Tried to bunt. Let's see if it caught his finger.
Well, I hope he's okay. Cedric Harris has gone through this season with a number of different injuries, among them the most serious being a broken hamate bone in his left wrist. And it looked like the right hand was the one in the path of the ball there, not the left. But he's had a bruised collarbone diving for a ball, a broken hamate broken hamate bone in his hand. Here we see the pitch way inside. He's attempting to bunt, move the runner over, but the ball just sailed in on him. Jason Young had good mustard on that fastball, and he just couldn't get out of the way.
Good location, too, for a man trying to lay down a bunt. Well, we figure out whether Cedric Harris is going to be able to continue or not. Take a look at it. The LSU Tigers in the past, and what a past they have in the College World Series. 4 times here now in the last 6 years, 14-1 over their last 15 games played here in Omaha.
They rise to the occasion, don't they, when they're into the College World Series.
And Cedric Harris trying to convince Skip Bertman that he can continue.
I believe his hand has just gone numb. And he's shaking it and massaging it, trying to get the feeling back into his hand. Skip and third base coach Bill Daly in there to tend to him. And I think one of the things that Skip may have said to him, of course he's most concerned about the possible injury, but he might have whispered in his ear, "You're bunting again." We'll see.
Bottom at second with nobody out. 0-1 pitch coming to Cedric Harris. Swings away, base hit, right center field. Coming around to score is Ponte, and LSU with a 1-0 lead.
Well, Skip did not tell him to bunt again. He might have whispered in his ear, let him think you're bunting, but I want you to swing away. He did a great job of that. With a man on second and nobody out, he wants to go that way. He wants to go to right field and move that runner over to third. Not only that, but he drives him in with a line drive to right center field. So Cedric Harris, coming off of that painful shot to the right hand, steps right back, and on the next pitch, drives it to right center field. We see Borchert fielding it. He has no chance to get the runner, Wally Pontiff, at home plate. So they take the 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second.
Harris with 9 stolen bases to his credit, on at first, nobody out. And here's Jeremy Whitten, the left fielder. And we're going to have a pause and a chat at the mound. And while we do, we'll remind you for in-depth coverage of the College World Series, including stats, team and player pages, and more. It is all at cbs.sportsline.com or Marathon Online, keyword CBS Sportsline.
Mark Marquis has gone out to settle Jason Young down and also to set his defense. With the hitter up, Jeremy Whitten now, and the runner Cedric Harris on first base and nobody out. There still exists the possibility to sacrifice bunt. They're down low in the order. Whitten is the 8th hitter. So a bunt could very well be in order for LSU, and Mark Marquis is just telling his infielders, and particularly Jason Young, what may happen, to be prepared for it. And it also serves the purpose of quieting Jason Young down here after 2 straight hits.
The Stanford infield, John Gall at third, Eric Bruntlett at short, Chris O'Riordan at second, Craig Thompson at first. Swinging away, line drive, base hit, center field. Harris had been holed up and now advances to second base. 3 straight hits off of Jason Young.
They're jumping right on Jason Young early in the count. That was the first pitch, of course. Jeremy Whitten takes it up the middle, just past the shortstop Eric Bruntlett, leaping for the ball, and that advances Harris to second base. He might have had a chance for third had he not been forced to hold up, thinking that Bruntlett might catch it. We'll see how close Bruntlett comes to it. Quite close, as a matter of fact. But it gets past him. Now first and second, nobody out. And very, very likely that the hitter, Ray Wright, will try to sacrifice him over. We'll see if that's what Skip Bertman's called for.
Remember Skip Bertman at the very top of the show talking to his players, in effect saying, go up there swinging the bats. Still nobody out.
Okay.
Wright did square around.
Yes. We'll see the defense set up now for the possible bunt. That's John Gall weighing in on the grass. He'll come even more as Jason Young delivers to the plate. First baseman Craig Thompson in on the grass. And watch the shortstop, Eric Bruntlett. He'll move in behind the runner now here in a moment.
Called strike.
Try to hold him close to second base.
In the bullpen is Justin Wayne. Mark Marquis trying to decide yesterday between Justin Wayne and Jason Young, decided to go with Young because of Wayne's experience coming out of the bullpen.
Yes, Justin Wayne, in his freshman year, he's now a junior, made 29 appearances, all in relief. So he's accustomed to coming in relief, whereas Jason Young is not.
0-1 pitch. There's the punt, and it's a good one at the third base line. Ball throws on to first and got his man.
That was perfect execution by the bunter, Ray White. You want to get the ball down the third base line and force the third baseman to field it, which permits then the open third base for the runner to advance easily. We'll see it happen here. Here's Ray White now. He's about to dunt the ball. He squares, drops it deliberately down the third base line, and here comes John Gall. John Gall has no question. He has to call off the pitcher, Jason Young, and make the play to make sure they get one out. But it was wonderful execution by Ray White of the sacrifice bunt with men on first and second.
So runners have now moved up to second and third, and we go to the top of the LSU batting order with Ryan Theriot, who lined out to center field to lead off the first inning.
The corners are in for Stanford. First base and third baseman will make the play at the plate to a ground ball, for a ground ball to them. The middle, the shortstop and second baseman are going to get the hitter. They're back in their normal positions.
We were commenting between innings. There are a lot of people from LSU here.
Yes, they have a tremendous fan base. Best in the country in college baseball.
1-1. In fact, that's the big contribution Skip Bertman made to LSU when he went down there. All of a sudden, people are beginning to attend college baseball games.
But he has done such a great job. There we see a picture of Skip. 17 years ago, he came in and took a program that was deep in despair. Hardly any kind of interest.
Rolled towards second. Reardon will have to play to first as the runner. Harris comes home from third, and it's a 2-0 lead for LSU.
Well, that was very good hitting by Ryan Theriot. All he needed to do was play pepper. That is, hit the ground ball up the middle somewhere. And that would score the run because the shortstop and second baseman were back. And he did just that. Grounded an easy grounder to second base, and that scored the run. So he gets a lot of congratulations from his teammates for being a smart hitter and just trying to do what was necessary to score the run.
On the play, Witten moves over to third. He is there with 2 out, and here's Mike Fontenot, who doubled in the first inning. Looks at ball one.
We were talking a moment ago about Skip Bertman 17 years ago going into LSU. He said when he got there were only two sports, football and spring football. And he had to gain the interest of those rabid fans and bring them over to the baseball side. And he's done that magnificently. He leads the nation in attendance year after year in college baseball.
Jason Young has gone 2-0 on Fontenot with Brad Cressy on deck. Called strike 2-1.
Jason Young came in with the slider there. He calls it a spike curveball, but essentially it's a real hard curveball, which becomes a slider. It doesn't break much, but breaks late and breaks sharply.
Big swing by Fontenot, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Jason Young really let the air out on that one. He threw it right by this good hitter, Mike Fontenot. Now he's guarding the plate with 2 strikes.
2-2 pitch. Popped up. Back of second. For Reardon, and now Bruntlett. And Bruntlett makes the catch. 2 runs on the board for LSU. This College World Series Championship game presented by Pizza Hut continues in just a moment.
You know, it's times like these I think about the Wide Track Grand Prix. Its speed-sensitive steering gives you road-gripping control in even the tightest corners.
Get $1,500 cash back or 0.9% APR GMAC financing on any new 2000 Grand Prix.
The Wide Track Grand Prix. Wider is better.
For additional offers, log on to gmticketoride.com.
Boom! Stop
dead in his tracks. That's how fast tough-actin' Tinactin pump spray works. It stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot dead. The only leading brand so tough it prevents athlete's foot. Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with tough-actin' Tinactin.
This Father's Day, imagine how thrilled Dad will be to wake up to Mach 3 from Gillette. Give him the best, the first triple blade razor for a shave he'll never forget. Mach 3 from Gillette. Bosch Platinum Plus 4. Four electrodes. Pure platinum. Take your engine to a higher power. Bosch Platinum Plus 4.
Welcome back to Omaha. Gary Apple along with you. And one of the great stories of this 2000 Collegiate World Series, the Ragin' Cajuns from Louisiana Lafayette. Now, not many people thought they were going to make it here to Omaha. In fact, the players had a bet with one of the coaches that if they did make it, he would dye his hair blonde. Well, they made it. He upheld his portion of the bet, and the players liked it so much they all became bleach blondes. In fact, it became such a wild thing that Stanford wanted nothing to do with it. They don't prefer blondes, and they knocked them out of the tournament on Thursday. Guys, back to you.
What a wonderful moment for Clairol. Top of the third inning. And the top of the batting order for Stanford. Craig Thompson, Eric Bruntlett, Edmund Muth to face Brian Talent, who was out there with a 2-run lead. Thompson doubled to lead off the game back in the first inning. This one foul.
Very impressed with Brian Talent. I know it's early, it's only the second inning, but I watched him pitch a week ago last night in the opening game here for Louisiana State. Big gangly left-hander, kind of an unusual funky motion. Very, very effective. It's tough to pick up, I would think, up there at the plate, because he's all arms and legs, elbows and knees. 6'7". Here we go. Let's watch that delivery.
Ripped in the left field, and Thompson is 2 for 2.
Craig Thompson is not befuddled by that delivery, apparently, but he's nailed that ball twice now for the double in the first inning and line drive single to left here just a moment ago. Mark Marquis calls Craig Thompson his most dependable and consistent hitter.
So Thompson on at first now, and here's Bruntlett, who drew a base on balls in the first inning. That was tight. It's a ball one.
You'll see Bruntlett just barely getting out of the way of this, representing the tying run. Maybe he should have kept that hip in a little bit longer and gained his way to first base.
Gary, everybody likes to play the college championship game with a bruised hip.
Well, that's an instinctive move to try to get out of the way. I'm not holding him accountable for anything other than the best intentions, but with nobody out and the runner already at first, if he could get himself on for the heart of the order again, Muth, Gall, and Borchert would have something going.
LSU 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Stanford no runs, 4 hits, no errors. Talent moved first. Craig Thompson, 7 steals and 10 tries this year. As we said earlier, Stanford not a big running ball club. 2-1.
Bruntlett is one of the hitters that Mark Marquis depends on to move the runners at first base or second base, wherever they happen to be. He's a good contact hitter. He's a good bunter. Can handle the bat very well, so let's see what he can do here in the third inning.
First, I believe I might have said LSU not a big running ball club. Stanford not a big running team. Hit in the air, left field. Jeremy Whitten with the catch, and that's the first out of the inning. Talk about chalking up the championships here in Omaha. Southern Cal far and away the leader with 12 of them. Arizona State with 5. LSU and Texas with 4 each. Jerry Kindle and the Arizona Wildcats with 3.
Seems like a long time ago. It really isn't. But this is such a magic place for the college baseball player and we the coaches. It's the promised land, Greg. If you can get here and have a chance to contend for the national championship, it's the biggest thrill available for the college baseball player and coach.
Here's Edmund Muth at the plate. Went down swinging his first time up, and he stands in as the tying run against Brian Talbot. In the dirt. Nice stop by Brad Crescent.
First pitch to Muth, this time at bat now, was a breaking pitch down in the dirt, went for ball. In the first inning, Talbot was trying to get his stuff together on the mound. He just threw fastballs to Muth and actually blew him away.
You can hear the oomph from Brian Talbot as he released the fastball. Ball on the strike.
Edmund Muth, the leading power hitter on the Stanford team, is generally a pretty good hitter against the left-handed pitcher. He's having a hard time with Brian Talbot today. And I rather think, I mentioned a moment ago, it must be very, very hard for the hitter to pick, particularly the left-handed hitter like Edmund Muth, to pick up the ball out of the left-hander Brian Talbot's hands, because he has such a lot of angle, a lot of flailing almost taking place on the mound before he releases that ball. 6'7" and high leg kick, kind of jumps at you when he releases the ball, just follow through. Tough to see.
Runner again at first. That's Craig Thompson on at first. 1 out. Muth at bat, Gall to follow.
He's coming a little bit closer each time, I think, to a balk, Greg. He's expected to step directly toward the base to which he's throwing. That's first base, of course, but he stepped pretty much almost toward home.
Deep to right field. Ray Wright back to the wall. And came down with it. Throw back to the infield.
What a great play by right fielder Ray Wright. He timed it perfectly, got back to the wall quickly, found himself on the warning track, reached out with his right hand and to find the wall, and then made a leaping catch of a ball that was destined for the first or second row. Here it is now. He leaps, and you see he takes that ball away from the fan. That was clearly a home run. Ray Wright is not all that big, and he jumped like a power forward in the NBA. Look at there how high he got.
That wall is 7 feet out there. And Ray Wright goes 5'11".
And you see Edmund Muth in a show of real frustration, banging his helmet into the ground. He thought he had a home run. Everybody else did too, except for Ray Wright. He had a beat on that ball, and it was a tremendous defensive play. Here we go again now. You'll see a good angle of it here. He gets to the wall. He reaches out with his right hand and then leaps just at the right moment. If he hadn't timed that perfectly, that ball would have been into the first or second row. And a fan is thinking he's got a ball from the College World Series. No, I don't have it after all. Out number 2 in the inning.
I think he's out there amongst friends, too. The LSU garrison out in right center field.
Yeah, they sure are. You can see the purple and the gold out there waving the towels. They probably gave way to him.
So with 1 on and 2 out now, here is John Gall, who bounced into a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Swings and fouls the first pitch down the third base line. Edmund Muth was that close to making this a tie game.
And we had just a glimpse on the screen there of the pitcher Brian Talbot throwing his arms up and exalting over that great catch just as he brought it down.
0-1 pitch is outside, a ball on a strike. about another half a foot. Line in the left field, base hit.
There have been 3 well hits in this inning. Thompson led off with a line drive to left. Eric Bruntlett flew out to somewhat deep left center. And then the long home run bid by Muth was well hit, of course. And just now, Gall nails one to left field. So Brian Talent is they're beginning to time him, apparently. They're getting some really good rips and solid line drives in here in the 3rd inning.
Thompson is on at second, Gall at first, and Joe Borchard, who went down swinging to end the 1st inning with 2 runners aboard, finds himself in the same position here. First pitch swinging, fly ball, right field. Ray Wright with considerably less effort on this one, throws it in. Stanford strands 2 more. It's a bad habit they're forming here in Omaha so far today. LSU leads it 2-0.
I'm sorry I'm late, gentlemen. Ready for the game? I was going to sort these tickets out. Excuse me, miss.
Back of the queue, right?
Excuse me, miss.
Wait your turn.
Oh, that was awkward. On to plan B.
You know, now you can buy tickets online and print them out yourself.
Go where you wanna go.
Many driving problems have been answered by Goodyear innovation. AquaTread wet traction, high-performance Eagles, all-terrain Wranglers, and AquaSteel run flat. That's serious technology. Freedom from worry. What's on the horizon? More new solutions for your peace of mind.
Serious freedom. Goodyear, Goodyear.
There's a place, my friends, where toppings know no boundaries, where an outer crust is out of the question. It's a place called The Edge. It's back at Pizza Hut. The Edge Pizza is toppings on top of toppings on a crispy, thin pizza with no outer crust to fence them in. And lots of cheese keeping it all together. Take your taste buds on a grand tour with the Works recipe or create your own. But hurry, The Edge won't be around much longer. So go to The Edge, my pizza brethren. It's a place you will not soon forget. The Edge Pizza, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
How's this for a World Series moment? 87 elimination game. Stanford Paul Carey with a dramatic game-winning grand slam in the bottom of the 10th to beat LSU. Same team, same coaches. Stanford went on to win the first of 2 consecutive championships. Mark was seen a lot here in Omaha, as has Skip Bertman.
Mark has brought the team here to Omaha. In his 24 years as coaching, he's brought the team here 9 times, has won it twice. So both of these 2 coaches know their way around Omaha. Best restaurants, and they know the contours of this field very well also. Experienced, great coaches.
3, 4, and 5 hitters for LSU here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cressy, Hawk, and Barbier to face Jason Young. First base umpire Al Davis says Cressy did not go around. It's ball 1. Remember, Cressy came up swinging from the heels his first trip against Jason Young.
He's been itching to get back up there again. He had some terrific rips the first time.
Fastball is in there.
Jason Young has thrown, that's his 49th pitch here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, which is a lot for Jason Young. He generally has such excellent control. He'll get by normally with a 12 or 15 pitch inning. But he's up there more than that.
2-1. LSU had 2 runners on in the first with a double and a hit batsman. Had 3 hits in the 2-run second inning. One pitch to Cressy. 2-2.
Good slider. Cressy still has a pretty good beat on it, Greg. He's got these pitches timed. He's looking for the fastball. Most power hitters do. but he had a good pitch at that, or a good swing at that slider.
Full count now, 3-2.
Jason Young is going to have to throw a strike here. He does not want another leadoff man to get on base. That happened last inning, in the second inning. Wally Ponitz doubled off of him, and it led to 2 runs. He gets his first hitter. It's so important.
Ball 4.
Here's replay of that long home run, or almost a bid for a home run by Edmund Muth. There's Ray Wright timing it, makes the play, and the fans are thinking, oh man, give me another shot at that. And LSU team and fans are saying, eat your heart out. What an outfielder to make that play, not you.
Cressy is on first. Here's Brad Hoff. That's called strike. Justin Wayne continues to throw down in the bullpen for Stanford.
Walking the leadoff hitter a moment ago. Jason Young threw 3-2 pitch to Cressy. Walked him. That's a bit of a signal to Mark Marquis and Tom Kunis, the pitching coach. Maybe Jason Young doesn't have his, well, certainly doesn't have his best control. We can tell that. Wonder about his stuff. They know better than we do, but they have Justin Wayne up now. He's pitching pretty, warming up pretty earnestly down there.
Outside, 1-1. Brad Hoff, 1-2 base hit away from an NCAA record for double. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Look at the names on that list. Joe Carter, Wichita State.
Familiar names. Joe Carter there, 34. Great player for Wichita State back in the late 70s and 80s.
And Young has fallen behind now, 3 balls and a strike.
Well, this is very troublesome to the Stanford coaching staff that their ace, Jason Young, is not more consistent with his pitches, and he's missing and getting himself into jams here. Already down 2-0.
Plate umpire Scott Graham issuing what appeared to be something of a warning to the LSU dugout.
I think what he was doing, Greg, was getting the players back off the top lip. That ball's in play on the top lip of the dugout, and they shouldn't be sitting there.
Hop follows it back, and the count is full at 3-2. Of course, the players haven't moved.
No. It's okay to have their feet there because they can move those feet in a hurry if there's a play that occurs over there, foul ball or a wild throw. But they can't be seated on the dugout. I think that's what home plate umpire Scott Graham had in mind.
Full count pitch. Foul back.
This is a very critical pitch for the Stanford defense, and particularly for Jason Young, the pitcher. Does not want to walk in another player here in the bottom of the third. Well, he's already walked Cressy. Trying to make him hit the ball.
3-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Caught the inside corner. Hall thought it was ball 4. And he goes down on strikes for the second time today.
Well, it looked from up here as it had the inside corner, and it appears from that angle that it does too. Let's take a look at this angle now. Yes, with 2 strikes, that had the inside corner. Certainly was high enough. Had the inside part of the plate, and Hopp has no complaint there. Strike 3 called. Big out for Jason Young and for the Stanford defense.
Here's Barbier, the third baseman. Looks at the breaking ball outside, ball 1. You mentioned Mark Marquis and his staff probably a little distressed, and probably most disconcerting is Jason Young is falling behind a lot of hitters.
Yes, he is. Once again, he's behind Blair Barbier.
There's a strike, 1-1.
I'm so impressed with Blair Barbier and what he's done for the LSU team in 4 years. He has started 255 out of a possible 273 games in his 4 years.
And may have worn the same cap in each and every one of them.
Yeah, we had a glimpse of that hat back an inning or so ago, stained so deeply with sweat. But he's not going to give it up.
Oh, it probably has its own seat on the plane. Toward third. Gall to second for one. The replay. Double play. And a fine play at second base by Chris O'Riordan. Double play gets Stanford out of the inning. And our coverage of the NCAA College Baseball World Series continues after this message and a word from your local station.
Great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Yes, how many fingers? Tastes fine.
Don't miss a minute of this summer's smash hit, All New Survivor, CBS Wednesday.
My Jerry Lane Suburban is the best vehicle I've ever owned.
Jerry Lane, a masterpiece.
My GMC Suburban's strong enough to pull the biggest floats.
Jerry Lane's up with the times.
Hospice of Baton Rouge has worked with Gage Telephone for years, and they've always been completely reliable and professional. We recently moved and didn't miss a call. With Gage, we made the right call.
So when I had a big need at Jerry Lane Chevrolet with 2,500 calls a day, Ray came in, looked at our concerns, addressed them, and we've had a great result. So I definitely made the right call to Gage Telephone.
Gage Phone Systems. Oh yeah, you made the right call, the right call.
At Collins, we have over 30 big screens on display from top name brands like Mitsubishi, RCA, Sony, Hitachi, and Philips Magnavox.
Now you can get guaranteed low prices and a free recliner with any big screen purchase of $15.99 or more. Get a free recliner with this 60-inch Mitsubishi with stereo sound, just $19.99. Plus, make no down payment, make no payments, and pay no interest for 12 months on all Mitsubishi big screens. Go see the pros of cons.
I get a feeling this is going to be a Where's Waldo thing with Gary today.
Yeah. Boy, he did a great job of fighting his way through the crowd to get to that point.
See, now that's a clever sign.
Yes, it is.
Our director, Bob Deacon, saw that yesterday, had no clue as to what it said. Not a clue. G-outs?
He didn't take French in high school. He was a good student, but he didn't take French.
Top of the fourth inning. O'Riordan, Topham, Van Zandt to face Brian Talent. O'Riordan made the nice pivot at second base for the double play that closed out the top half or the bottom half of the third inning.
He sure did. That was a big play for Stanford. Throw was on the inside of the base. Stretched to get it to make the play.
Hit deep but foul down the left field line. While we have a moment, Wednesday on CBS, critics say Survivor rules prime time. It's the hot new show America is watching. Who's going to be voted off the island next? Don't miss a minute of this summer's most talked about smash hit. All new Survivor, the adventure of a lifetime, Wednesday at 8, 7 Central here on CBS.
I wonder which team will survive this tense time and come out of this game as the champion of the College World Series in 2000.
0-2 on O'Riordan. At least you don't have to eat any bugs.
Yeah, I'd much rather be here, Greg, than on that island.
You don't have to eat any rats.
It might be well done. Who knows? How do you like your rat?
Distant?
Yeah, there you go.
0-2 to Riordan. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, you got to pull for Chris O'Riordan. You talked earlier
Those
his first at-bat.
Those are not rats, by the way, Jerry. Those are,
no.
That's the good stuff.
Well, that timing was not good. We know about that. That's good food.
Off the fist, down third baseline. Barbier on the run. Talent with the dive to bring him within about 5 feet of where the ball came.
Yeah, I think he stretched out as far as he could go with 6-7 foot frame, but he wasn't anywhere near that with the dive. But shows great effort. Watch Brian Talent. Oh, the soft grass. He thinks he'll take it.
Brian, the ball is not even in the picture.
No, there we go.
You know, with the DH rule, pitchers really don't get a chance to do much other than throw the ball.
He gave it his best, didn't he?
A ball and 2 strikes to Chris O'Riordan, leading off the top of the 4th for Stanford. Line in the left field, base hit. O'Riordan makes the turn and will hold with the single, his second of the day and 2 trips to the plate.
Well, Chris O'Riordan got an inside pitch and drove it over third base into left field. Line drive. Here it is. Turns on it very nicely, very well. Watch his hips get out of the way so he can get that bat accelerated through the strike zone. Drives a line drive to left field. And once again, for the 4th inning in a row now, the leadoff hitter is on for Stanford. And yet they're being blanked by Brian Talent. He's pitched out of some serious-looking jams.
Last time O'Riordan was on, Talent picked him off. He broke from first and was thrown out at second. That goes down as a caught stealing. The first time this year O'Riordan has been nailed.
At that time the score was 0-0. And O'Riordan got picked off. There's a strike now to Toppin. But now O'Riordan has an altogether different responsibility at first base. He cannot get picked off. It would be the worst thing that could happen to a base runner because the tying run is at play now. They're down 2-0. And O'Riordan definitely is going to be very, very careful to not get picked off. Give his teammates a chance to try to get on the board here.
Topham stands in 0 for 1. Fouls this one off. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Teams that have won consecutive titles: Texas, Southern Cal with that huge run in the early 70s, Stanford and LSU.
Those 4 teams just on the screen are the premier teams in college baseball. Have been that way for years.
1-2 now to count to Andy Topham.
Actually, I shouldn't say for years because the LSU success began 17 years ago with Skip Bertman's arrival on the LSU campus. Of course, I don't want to forget Miami either. I'll be getting some phone calls from my friends down at the University of Miami and Arizona State and our own University of Arizona program.
By the name of Frazier might have your number and dial.
Ron is listening too. He's watching. Sorry, Ron. It was just a momentary lapse. There are other teams, of course, that have made great strides and year after year are contending. But those 4 we saw a moment ago lead the way.
2-2 pitch. He's hit left field. O'Riordan will stop at second. And now Stanford with something going with consecutive hits to lead off the 4th inning.
Well, Van Zandt gets a low pitch, and he really gets down there and takes it to the left field through the hole. Well hit ball in the hole. Now the men on first and second. Nobody out. Tying run on base. Lead run at the plate. So Stanford once again has something going here. And get another challenge for the 4th inning in a row to Brian Talent. Try to pitch his way out.
Van Zandt double. Back in the 2nd inning. His only other trip to the plate.
You could almost predict that Brian Talent would fake a pickoff move to second base with a spin move to see if the hitter, Eric Van Zandt, would give indication that he was bunting. This is a possible bunt situation. It's early in the game, 4th inning, and Stanford has every hope of at least tying, getting close, getting 1 run on the board and then getting the tying run into scoring position. So the bunt could very likely happen.
Despite the fact that Van Zandt is a .382 hitter with runners in scoring position. Wasn't squaring there. Took ball 1.
Well, he might have been setting up the defense, too. When he saw Talent spin to second, knowing what was in his mind to try to force the hitter into indicating what he's going to do, he might have deliberately showed bunt knowing that he wasn't going to bunt and draw the first and third baseman in a little bit more. Very interesting.
Now he does square. Foul ball. Cressy pounced on the ball and made the force out at third, but it's a foul ball.
Well, it's a good thing for Stanford that it was a foul ball because Cressy made a really good play. Got on that ball quickly and forced the runner out at third. But we'll see on the replay here that the ball is actually not in fair territory. He'll pick it up in foul territory, which is behind the plate. You can see there, it has to be in front of the plate. And of course, on the inside of those lines. Here's another angle. We'll see it. There's Van Zandt offering the bunt, and Cressy picks it up in foul territory. Home plate umpire Scott Graham right on top of that play. Good work.
Ball and a strike. Let's see what Van Zandt does here. Didn't square. But we now know we can't trust him.
Yeah, that's right. But Cressy's out in front now, signaling yet a different defense than he did a moment ago when he saw that Eric Van Zandt did not show bunt. And coming from Skip Bertman on the bench. All signals come from Skip. And that brought Cressy out in front to tell his teammates, we're going to do something a little different.
One pitch. No bunt showed, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Here's the bunt now. You'll see that that ball is definitely in foul territory. That's a great angle by our cameramen, by our crew. Cressy can't make anything for granted, though. He's got to assume that that ball is fair and follow through with the play, which he did.
2-1. Fouled it off, 2-2. Chris O'Riordan is out at second. He led with a single. Andy Toppin followed with a base hit. He's on at first. Stanford down 2 runs, but has shown tremendous come-from-behind capability here in Omaha. 2-2 pitch. Inside, and the count is full.
Hard breaking ball inside. That's a tough pitch to lay off with 2 strikes. Started over the plate and then broke down and in around the knees. Van Zandt had a good look at it. Took it for ball 3. There's a few of us who've been swinging it that way, Greg.
Full count pitch. Runners go. Hit in the air, left field. Whitten coming on. Terrio going out. It's Whitten with the catch.
Well, that took some real courage by Mark Marquis to send his runners and some real confidence in the hitter that he would put his bat on the ball. With nobody out, tying run on first, he sent his runners on the 3-2 pitch, obviously to stay out of the double play if it's hit on the ground. But suppose that Van Zandt would strike out. Cressy with his strong arm would have had an easy shot at the runner O'Riordan trying to steal third. So he's let it all hang out. Mark is really doing a good job here of being aggressive, staying aggressive.
Here's Damian Alvarado, who looked at a called third strike to end the second inning. O'Riordan on at second, and over at first is Andy Toppin. Outside, 2-0.
Well, there's Skip. You watch him give the signals now to Brad Cressy. He's sitting over there, hiding out in the corner of the dugout. Everything comes from Skip, even the attempted pickoffs. He will signal. To Cressy, Cressy will give the sign to the pitcher.
2-0 pitch. Rip foul past first. We talked about LSU LSU's great success during the 1990s. Those are the championship years. And they're a perfect 4-0 when they make an appearance in this game. Stanford, perfect 2-0.
Well, I heard Mark Marquis say yesterday in a press conference he didn't think it was possible in the days of parity now and equal scholarships at all schools that somebody could win 4 championships in one decade. But Skip Bertman did it.
Talent spins, and O'Riordan is back at second. Count is 2-1. Talent about to deliver the 74th pitch of the day for him. Hooked him on the arm, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, Alvarado, you'll see it here in a moment. Alvarado spun out of the way, but just nicked his uniform shirt. You'll see here, it just gets him on the right shirt. I don't think it even hit any part of the flesh or didn't leave any kind of mark. Just got a red stripe on his sleeve there.
You can tell it hit the way the ball hit in Brad Cressy's glove.
Yes, it deviated a little bit. Of course, the hitter, Alvarado, was helping the umpire make that call, too. Because now the base is loaded, and the tying run is at second base. So, Khaled is in a big jam, protecting that 2-0 lead.
O'Riordan at third, Topham at second, Alvarado on at first. Craig Thompson with a double and a single. Steps up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Stanford left 2 runners on in the first, 1 in the second, 2 more in the third. And Brian Talent looking for a double play ball.
As you pointed out, Greg, Stanford is threatened in every inning. And this is their most serious of the 4 threats. Bases loaded, less than 2 out.
Missed with the breaking ball, ball 1.
And the hottest hitter on the team at the moment up at the plate, Craig Thompson. Talent wanted that pitch. So did Cressy. Cressy's turning now and talking to the umpire, Scott Graham. They thought that might have gotten the inside corner. Falling behind Craig Thompson here with the bases loaded and only 1 out is big-time trouble for Talent.
Line, but foul down the left field line.
Talent is staying inside with Craig Thompson. That must be the scouting report on him that Skip Bertman and his staff have put together on Craig Thompson, because continually they're pounding him inside.
Better.
And what a celebration at home plate. Here's the pitch. It's a little up in the zone. Fastball. Craig Thompson drives it once again for the 3rd time in a row today off Brian Talent's fastball. He hit a line shot. This time the base is loaded. 4-2.
Craig Thompson with a double in the first, a single in the third. Make sure the Cardinal doesn't strand runners here in the 4th. At least not the 3 that were on base.
Well, that gets the bullpen active down there in the left field corner for the LSU Tigers.
0-1 pitch, base hit left field. So Brundtland with his first hit of the day. Inning went down stringing in the 3rd, hit this one deep to right field, and watch Ray Wright go out and take a home run away from it. And he'll step to the plate here. The question is whether or not he'll face Brian Talent. Skip Bertman is on his way out.
Well, Greg, that's 4 well hits this inning. O'Riordan led off with a line shot to left, followed by Andy Topham's hard shot in the hole between 3rd and short into left field. Another well hit. Got Van Zandt to pop up, hit Alvarado with a pitch, load the bases, and then this line shot home run. Bases loaded home run, and now again a line drive to left by Brundtland. So that's 4 well hits. That has to give give Skip Bertman some real concern. His ace is being tattooed pretty well here in this inning.
You see Trey Hodges, the senior right-hander, throwing in the bullpen. But Talent is going to get the chance at least to pitch to Edmund Muth. Skip Bertman will go lefty versus lefty here for this bat. Stanford has taken a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 4th inning on the grand slam home run by Craig Thompson. Changeup and Muth is way out in front of him.
That's a good pitch to start off on. Most of the base hits and well hits this inning have come off of fastballs. And Muth may have been looking for yet another one. And Talent very wisely pulled a string on him. He was way out ahead of him.
Bruntlett is back first. O'Riordan and Topham led with singles to start the 4th inning off. Van Zandt flied to left. Alvarado was hit by a pitch to load the bases. Thompson lined one into the seats and left. And Bruntlett followed with a single.
That's 2 pickoff attempts over at first base by Talent, probably for 2 reasons. Bruntlett is a good runner. He's leading their team in stolen bases, but also to give the bullpen a little more time to warm up.
Outside corner. 0-2 to Muth. He just absolutely muscled up for 3 home runs out here. Swing fouled at the plate. Muth with 6 home runs owns the record here in Omaha. Ryan Barthélemy, who had a heck of a showing for Florida State here. Marshall McDougal as well. J.D. Drew, Florida State.
That's quite a distinguished career record, and all of those guys deserve a real applause. To hit home runs is tough enough, and to do that many times in the College World Series is really good work.
0-2 pitch to Muth. Ball and 2 strikes. What a stark contrast in the dugouts from an inning ago when the Stanford dugout was so quiet. Now every member of the Cardinal up on the top steps, swinging foul off the first baseline.
Well, the Stanford team is very, very intense, which is it's a following of Mark Marquis, who's perhaps the most intense coach I have ever met, I've ever seen, or coached against. Mark is on his feet a lot there. You see him sitting on that little bucket there, giving the signs to his hitters, but he is very vocal, very verbal, always in the game, very intense.
Pitches outside. The count is even to Muth at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Make that 86 pitches now for Brian Talent. And there's only 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning.
An extraordinarily high number of pitches for the lefty. Count the number of pickoffs over there at first base, too. He's well over 100.
Craig Thompson, author of the Grand Slam home run a few minutes ago. 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Second time today, Muth goes down swinging.
Looks like a high slider, a high breaking pitch. Here's Talent's delivery now. Muth protecting the plate. It is up in the zone, and it is some kind of a breaking pitch, a slider perhaps. We'll see him offering at the high pitch. He just can't catch up with that high pitch. That's a tough one to hit. Muth goes down for the second time.
So here's John Gall, the cleanup hitter, a snap throw to first. That is now 18 throws over to first for Brian Talent. Couple that with 87 throws to the plate. We'll count those over first as just change it.
Okay. There's yet another. Now, mind you, those signals are all coming for the pickoff. They're all coming from Skip Bertman. he's concerned with 2 outs. The runner, Eric Bruntlett, is a very good base stealer. Now remember that Mark Marquis doesn't steal a lot, but only with certain players will he run. This is a good time to run with 2 outs, and there's the 3rd pickoff attempt in a row. So if he's going to steal, he's going to have to do it off a pretty good move.
Ball cuts and misses. Ron Gall needs just 2 hits to tie Keith Moreland for the most base hits in College World Series history. 0-1 pitch. Missed the outside corner. Count is even, ball and strike.
So if Gall were to do that, he would add yet another record to an already illustrious list. He holds the Pac-10 record for career base hits, obviously the Stanford record as well, and for at-bats.
Called strike, ball and 2 strikes now.
We may see Bruntlett try to steal now with Talent ahead of the hitter. Gall at the plate. It'd be a good time to attempt to steal. If he's thrown out, they could lead off with a pretty good hitter in John Gall next inning.
Bruntlett, the Stanford stolen base leader with 10 of them in 12 attempts. Talent has proven himself a tough left-hander to run on. There he goes. He's picked up. Throw down is high into left field. The throwing error from Brad Hopp allows the runner to make it into second base.
Once again, Talent does a terrific job of hanging in his motion to see if the runner Bruntlett takes off. Now, he was probably going to go to the plate there, but when he went into his stretch and lifted his leg, he saw that Bruntlett took off, and he just adjusted and threw over to first, and Hopp threw the ball away to allow him to slide in safely. Otherwise, he'd have been out by a long way.
Throw back to second.
Safe.
And he's in. And I may have jumped the gun too soon. I gave Brad Hopp an error, but an error has not yet gone up on the board.
It may go as a stolen base. The official score, Lou Spry, is one of the best I've ever seen.
Hit hard in center field. Harris is there, however, and makes the catch. Big inning for the Stanford Cardinal. Frank Thompson, grand slam, home run, and Stanford grabs the lead at 4-2.
It's Honda's Red Hot Summer. Now the best time to ride is the best time to buy, because from now until the end of July, you can get our lowest payments available on XRs and ATVs, or choose no payments for 3 months, and both offers let you ride off with no down payment. It's easy with your Honda card. And now, gear up with 200 Honda bonus bucks with any XR50, 70, 80, or 100. Honda's Red Hot Summer. It's the sales event of the year.
Rich, we're going public with the news. Let me know how soon you can get everyone together. Email me. Andy, David, can you deliver 4 cases of champagne? Hold on. By 3? Great.
Introducing Nextel Online, the new wireless internet services from Nextel.
So with less than a tenth of a mile to go, 2-time marathon champion John Cogway of Kenya pulling ahead of the chase pack into Central Park. Now, wait a minute. Someone is mounting a late sprint, and it's Japanese sumo wrestler Fujiyama. An incredible burst of speed from the Grandmaster. It's going to be close, and it's Fujiyama.
HPE Services Solutions can make everyone nimbler, quicker, and more competitive, even the big guys.
Click on CBS Sportsline and get points for wild adventures, big-time sporting events, cool collectibles, and more. CBS Sportsline. You get more when you've got to know more.
Sanyo and the crew of the Sanyo Lightship proud to be part of CBS's coverage of this College World Series. We're told top speed is 63 miles an hour. I've had cars like that.
Well, they're giving some terrific shots of this full house crowd. I'm anxious to hear the attendance, Greg. They're going for a record. They have to reach just about 25,000. Last year, the record was 24,700 and some odd. But today they're hoping they can crack that record and reach 25,000.
Wally Pontiff, Cedric Harris, Jeremy Whitten, all of whom reached base in the bottom of the second inning to start LSU toward their 2-run inning to face Jason Young. Ball 1. And Justin Wayne back up and throwing in the Stanford bullpen. With the high pitch count and the way things were going in that last inning, I think it'd be a surprise if Brian Talent came out for the next inning for LSU, don't you, Jerry?
I think so, too. In keeping with what you say, he's thrown a lot of pitches, but he's also been getting ripped. Last inning, there were 4 shots hit off of him, resulted in the last one being the home run.
There's a foul ball off the bat of Pontiff.
So we'll see.
4 earned runs, 9 hits, struck out 4 and walked 1.
Back, Tigers.
Hit hard to center field. Muth right there for the second straight at bat. Pontiff hits the ball solidly. This time it's an out. To remind you, Sunday, tomorrow on 60 Minutes. Cops and Robbers for Real with a twist you'll find hard to believe. That's why it's on 60 Minutes Sunday.
That's a great program. I'm a 60-minute fan. 60 Minutes on the CBS station. A lot of information.
Don't say that. All those guys will just get a big hit.
Well, we'd prefer a little more sports, perhaps, but they sure do great.
Ed Bradley and Mike Wallace and Wally Safer, they'll all say, did you hear what Jerry said on television?
Well, I think I represent millions of people who tune in and watch that great show on CBS.
1-0 pitch. Harris cuts and misses, a ball and a strike.
That was really a weak swing by Cedric Harris, and it might be that right hand, Greg, is still bothering him. When he offered up to bunt in the second inning, he took that off the bat.
Loops this one, back of second, shortstop out, and Bruntlett makes the catch.
Good play by Eric Bruntlett. Remember, going out, he also has to be aware that Muth is coming in. Look at that hat. We have to increase the budget at these two schools. There's Bruntlett now reaching. He's thinking, I hope Muth doesn't run me down here on this ball. But he knows pretty clearly. Probably Muth told him, take it, take it, take it. Great play by shortstop Eric Bruntlett for the second out.
So 2 up and 2 gone quickly here in the bottom of the 4th for LSU. And here's Jeremy Whitten. Outside, ball 1.
This is just what Mark Marquis and Tom Kunis, pitching coach, were hoping for after getting 4 runs on the board and taking the lead for their pitcher Jason Young to go out and get some quick outs. They got 2 quick ones, and then he hit Whitten with a pitch here.
Second batter hit by Jason Young today.
Well, this really discussed Jason Young with 2 quick outs. It's a changeup. He's certainly not trying to hit him. He threw a changeup, just got away from him. And Whitten, very wisely, just hung in there and took it. Because they need base runners now.
Vulcan change went off to the transporter room for that.
The old Vulcan change, yeah.
So Whitten is on, and here's Ray Wright with a sacrifice in the second inning and the defensive play of the day, robbing Edmund Muth of a home run back in the top of the 3rd. Jason Young didn't appear to have lost much off his fastball.
No, he's throwing hard, and he has good stuff. Now, he's thrown a lot of pitches also, not as many as Talent. But here in the bottom of the 4th, he's thrown far more than he normally does at this stage of the game. But he's still throwing plenty hard. Jeremy Whitten at first base with 2 outs. We'll be careful he's not picked off. He has the green light. Skip Bertman told us yesterday that Whitten and Wright and Fontenot have the green light. They can run when they're light.
That's called strike 2 and 1.
But I think probably they also have a sign from Skip that said, hey, don't run on this one. Here's the pitch. Outside, it appears.
Got That would appear to me. 2-1. 2-2. 77 pitches now thrown by Jason Young.
Well, he's approaching an average, of course, if my math is right. I can't assure anybody that is. But he's nearing an average of 20 pitches per inning, which has got to give concern and to his coaching staff. That's a lot.
Don't look at me for confirmation.
Where's my calculator? All this crew here, all these technicians, all this help, and nobody has a calculator to help me with my math.
No one can divide 77 by 4.
I said approaching an average job.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Back up the middle. Oh, nice grab by Jason Young. Almost in self-defense. We've played 4 of the College World Series championship game presented by Pizza Hut. Stanford leads at 4-2.
Nice lunch, Ed?
I have been to the Edge and back.
Okay.
The Edge Pizza is back.
Friends, civil servants, lend me your ears. The Edge is toppings. And then more toppings. On top of toppings. On top of other toppings. Peppers are neighbors to the sausage who are neighbors to the onions. No outer crust. With no outer crust. It's a crust-free zone. Let go of your crust, my friend.
Choose the works recipe or create your own. But hurry, the Edge won't be around long.
Go to the Edge!
The Edge Pizza from Pizza Hut. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
There's a new way to quit smoking. Take a good look. You may never see it again. Introducing Clear Nicoderm CQ. For relieving tough nicotine cravings 24 hours a day, Clear's every bit as effective as the original CQ. But it's a more private way to quit.
There's something different about you.
Yes, there is. Clear Nicoderm CQ. Want a clear shot at quitting? Well, here's your window of opportunity.
Hey, sir, this is James Horner. Yeah, James Horner. Actually, I'm doing pretty lousy, sir. I have a sore throat and a headache, and I've been puking my guts out all night long. So I figure I'm not gonna come into work today. Yeah, I'm gonna lay low and try and keep this thing.
Horner, force him to the tee. Horner, force him to the tee.
Hello?
Everything you need to play, except the time. Chipshot.com.
4!
The NCAA College World Series is sponsored by Pizza Hut, home of the Edge Pizza. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof. Nicoderm CQ, the power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit. And by Chipshot.com, whatever you need for however you play.
Joe Borchard will lead things off for Stanford here in the top of the 5th inning, and college football fans will recognize him as the quarterback of the Stanford Cardinal. The strong throwing arm, you'd expect it. Down the sideline, bingo, touchdown. And not just a throwing quarterback, running quarterback. Coach Mark Marquez says, realize this is a guy who only plays baseball about 4 months out of the year when you combine his obligations to football, spring football, along with baseball.
It's remarkable. What he's achieved in less than half a season, what the normal baseball player in college will do, is the mark of a terrific athlete. Switch hitter with power from both sides.
Borchard fouls at the plate. Look at some of the double letter men at Stanford. John Elway. You know, Joe's not quite going to catch John Elway in the yardage passing.
No, I guess not. What a record. What a record for John Elway, of course, but also for this young man that we have in the spotlight right now. If he elects, if Borchard elects to pass up the pro offer, which will be very, very attractive when this is all over. He's drafted in the 1st round and play football this fall. He could well be the starting quarterback at Stanford.
Hit in the air, right center field. Ray Wright back on the warning track, looking up and makes the catch. A good long ride off the bat of Borchard. I think we're finding out that Ray Wright is not the man you want to hit it to.
No, he has good speed. We know that. He's probably the fastest runner on the Tiger team. but he goes a long way to get this ball. Here's the pitch, fastball up, and Borchert takes a shot at right center. He's still going now. He's on the warning track, and he's also calling off the center fielder, Cedric Harris. Harris was coming into the picture, could have made the play also. It was that high.
Here's Chris O'Riordan, 2 for 2 with 2 base hits. And is down in the count. No balls and a strike.
I was saying earlier, Greg, when O'Riordan came to the plate last inning, that you got to pull for this guy. He was a walk-on, played very, very little as a freshman, hardly at all. And then, in fact, he only played in 2 games last year for Stanford. Did not have a scholarship, was deep on the roster as a reserve. And earlier this year, he got a chance to play at second base because he's such a good hustler. Now he's a leading hitter on the team and playing an important role here in the College World Series Championship.
Hitting a crisp .428 here in Omaha. Ball in the dirt, 1-2 is the count.
And additionally, as Mark Marquis pointed out, he's playing flawless defense at second base. In fact, he bumped the best defensive infielder out to left field. That's Andy Toppin, who follows him in the batting order. Andy Toppin is regarded as the top defensive infielder on the team.
Talent misses down low. The count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitches thrown by Brian Talent. Line left center field. Witten is there, however, and makes the catch. Does O'Riordan get the bat on the ball or what?
Yeah, that's 3 well hits for him in the game. He's 2 for 3 now. Retired that time on the ball. But what a good-looking hitter.
I want to remind you, coming up tonight on CBS, Jason Gedrick stars as an FBI agent who goes undercover inside the mob. Don't miss Falcone tonight on CBS. Remember Pete Falcone?
Yes, a pitcher, was he?
Yes, left-hander, right? Check swing, grounded foul up the third base line.
Pete Falcone, left-handed pitcher back about 20, 25 years ago. Sure, I remember him.
Oh, 1.
I remember a lot of pitchers. I remember them in my nightmares. Oh, no.
And they remember you.
Oh, they love me. Pitchers love me.
0-1 pitch. Oh, behind it.
Very discouraging, Greg. I come up to the plate, and out here the manager holler from the dugout, "Don't walk this guy." Here's the replay now. That ball went behind the hitter, went behind Andy Topham. He was lucky to get out of the way. Quick feet.
1-1. Hit into center field. Harris coming on, and we'll watch it drop in front of him. Second hit of the day for Topham, and the 10th overall for Stanford.
Well, he just got this on the end of the bat and flared it into center field just out of the reach of the shortstop, Terrier, right in front of Cedric Harris, the outfielder. Perfectly placed.
Here's Eric Van Zandt. A double in the second, a fly out to left in the fourth.
We just saw Tom Kunis, the pitching coach for Stanford, conferring with Justin Wayne. Justin Wayne on the bench there as if he's preparing to go in. Here we see it again. He's talking over the hitters. Now, that may be for some future reference, maybe an inning or 2 later, but it might be that Justin Wayne is coming into the game.
We'll see. Towards short. Terrio on to first, and that'll do it for Stanford here in Elizabeth Bay. We're halfway through the championship game, and our coverage continues after this message and a word from your local station.
How many experts does it take to predict a market change?
Tickets, folks. I'm out.
Tax laws have changed. Should I be looking at my estate plan again?
Anyone who knows me wouldn't recommend a stock like this.
Not again. This guy.
Investment strategies for you. Great. Just for me and 5 million other people.
Thank you, Painweber.
How did this imposter con the FBI and the Army? 48 hours tonight. Hi, I'm Skip Burtman, and I've got family all over Louisiana, so I cover my bases with E-Tel's Complete Connect local and long-distance package. I get great local phone service and 6 hours of in-state long distance. Plus, I get a great lineup of local calling features. Did I mention I have 4 daughters? Of course, I never forget your birthday. Teach them how to say Grandpa. Complete Connect, local and long-distance package from E-Tel. Yeah, it's Grandpa. We won the game.
At V-Watch, you'll find quality name brand furniture at low prices every day. That's why smart shoppers from all over South Louisiana have been coming here for over 40 years. You won't find high-pressure salespeople or a fancy showroom at V-Watch. Just 30,000 square feet of great furniture values and a friendly atmosphere. No big city prices, no big city hassle. So take a drive out to the country and come see us at V-Watch Furniture, Highway 190 in Livingston, where quality furniture really does cost less.
They're coming by train. They're coming by boat. They're coming by airplane. Why is everyone headed to St. Francisville? For all the great deals at Cecil Graves Chevrolet Pontiac GMC Olds. Come any way you want. And leave in a brand new car, truck, or sport utility vehicle with quality selection and great service, even after the sale. Come to the hills for your best deal. Cecil Graves Chevrolet Pontiac GMC Olds, Highway 61 in St. Francisville.
You see the numbers on Jason Young. 2 earned runs in 4 innings. And Wayne will start at the top of the batting order. Terrio, Fontenot, and Brad Cressy for LSU. They trail by 2.
Well, Stanford won't lose a thing in bringing Justin Wayne in to pitch now in the 5th inning. He's very, very effective. The 2 of them are arguably the 2 best combination pitchers in the entire college baseball scene.
And Terrio with a weak swing and then a check swing.
But I wonder, Greg, why they took out Jason Young. True, he had thrown more pitches than he normally does, but he seemed to have good stuff. We see him there on the bench giving way to his teammate Justin Wayne. I hope his arm is not sore or tired.
Cut at the ball and a nice hop for Eric Burt, but it's short and 1 out. Let's check in with Gary Apple. Gary.
All right, guys, we're sitting by with Dick Rockwell. He's the chairman of the NCAA Division I Men's Baseball Committee. Dick, I know this is the 2nd year of the field of 64 since you expanded. Is it going as expected?
It's going much better than we expected. It's far exceeded anything that we'd hoped for. The players like it, the coaches like it, the fans like it, and I think it has really enhanced college baseball.
I would imagine, Dick, we heard for so many years the same names in college baseball: USC, Florida State, Miami, Arizona, and now we hear about teams like Louisiana Lafayette. So parity, I guess, has been created.
Much more parity in college baseball today. I think the road to Omaha with the new format is tougher. You have to go through a regional and then a super regional. And I think it's in the best interest of college baseball to see new faces here. And I think that the parity across the country is getting much better.
I know this is the last year of the deal to play the World Series here in Omaha. Do we expect to see it continue here?
One of the proudest things our committee's done the last couple of years is we have signed a new agreement, a 5-year agreement to stay here with the option to go 5 more. And I think every college baseball fan, coach, player, probably the best thing that's happened to us. As you can see here, we've been full all week long. This is where college baseball really belongs.
It's been a great tournament so far. Thanks, Dick.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Let's head back upstairs. Greg, back to you.
All right, Gary. First of all, congratulations to Dick Rockwell and his crew for a tremendous job. And boy, no truer words were ever spoken. This event doesn't belong anywhere else.
This is the place. This is the promised land for college baseball. Has been for 51 years. And it's just a terrific experience. The fans just long here.
Jason Young in the dugout. Count on Mike Fontenot is 3-1. 3-2. The ice on his arm and his shoulder. Jason Young will sit down and watch the rest of the activities today. Full count pitch. Hauled off down the left field line.
Justin Wayne is really throwing hard. Of course, he's well rested. Both he and Jason Young were well rested by virtue of Stanford winning 3 straight games. They didn't have to be used the second time. So, and he's throwing very, very hard. He has a very good slider, a good changeup, but the fastball is a funny pitch.
Money pitch just got Mike Fontenot looking. 2 up and 2 gone, and we asked Justin Wayne to describe himself out on the mound. Here's what he said.
I think once, I hit the field, it's a very competitive atmosphere. In big situations, I tend to bear down a little bit and just go right after them, throwing strikes on the corners. That's something I've done, all year, and it's something I expect to do. I'm not going to throw it over the middle and give them a chance to hit. Every pitch is an out, and that's kind of how I look at it. When I get the opportunity to strike somebody out, I'll take advantage of it.
Well, he just got Mike Fontenot looking, and here's Brad Cressy. Hit by a pitch in the first inning, walked in the third, and a big cut there. 0-1.
Well, these two players, the pitcher Justin Wayne and the catcher Brad Cressy, were teammates in 1998 on the USA national baseball team. So they know one another real well. I know Justin Wayne quite well. He pitched again last year on the USA team on which I coached. He throws his good slider to Brad Cressy, and he has just matured so very, very much and has every possibility of pitching big time in the big league someday.
Brad Cressy still with just 1 hit so far here in Omaha. This College World Series championship game, 5 innings complete, presented by Pizza Hut. Stanford with a 2-run lead.
There's a place, my friends, where toppings know no boundaries, where an outer crust is out of the question. It's a place called The Edge. It's back at Pizza Hut. The Edge Pizza is toppings on top of toppings on a crispy, thin pizza with no outer crust to fence them in. And lots of cheese keeping it all together. Take your taste buds on a grand tour with the Works recipe or create your own. But hurry, The Edge won't be around much longer. So go to The Edge, my pizza brethren. It's a place you will not soon forget. The Edge Pizza, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Guess the margin of victory in this year's Pepsi 400 at Daytona, and you could win this custom Pontiac Grand Prix pace car. Play the Napa Online Margin of Victory game at napaonline.com. Get online and play now, before some computer weenie wins it.
We're here at a Science Center in Ohio to learn more about magnets. As a teacher, my feet ache constantly. Our new Dr. Scholl's Magna Energy Gel insoles can help. It's the first insole to combine the power of magnets with the shock absorption of gel.
Magnets and gel.
Definitely more cushion.
Treat yourself right at drscholls.com.
Here's your regular internet homepage, and here's i1.com. It's free. You use it like Yahoo or other search engines to check news, stocks, email. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 a day, $1 million a month.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
And $10 million on tax day.
That's a lot of money.
Which one would you choose?
The one with the money, right?
That's a lot of money.
We'll take the one with the money.
i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
Along with Jerry Kindle and Gary Apple, Greg Gumbel here at Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium in Omaha. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It has been a hard-fought battle. LSU 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. Stanford 4 in the top of the 4th on a grand slam by Craig Thompson. Brian Tallett has come out to pitch the top of the 6th inning for LSU.
Well, he sure is a workhorse. This young man has thrown a lot of pitches and tough times too. He's been in jams for 4 of the 5 innings. He got through last inning, the 5th, without too much trouble. Left just 1 man on base, but there have been runners every time he's turned his head to look at first, second, or third. He's doing a good job out there. He's got a lot of guts, this young man, Brian Tallett, excuse me.
Damian Alvarado will be the leadoff man for Stanford, the bottom of the order, and then to the top, Craig Thompson and Eric Bruntlett. Cedric Harris doing a little cleanup work in right center field.
Customary beach balls are showing up on the field now.
Down the first base line and fouled. Where is the nearest beach?
Oh, here in Omaha, the nearest beach. I think there's a quarry on the edge of town. We're a long way from a beach.
Well, you know, Mark Marquis is not satisfied with a 2-run lead.
No, this game is very much in question here in the top of the 6th. And such explosive hitters on both teams, solid hitters, used to coming from behind also. These guys have had their chance at that.
Alvarado now with a ball and 2 strikes. You know, Brian Talent has actually appeared to have gotten a little stronger since that grand slam home run.
Yes, he came back quite strongly after that. He threw the big one up to Craig Thompson for 4 runs. Then he gave up the hit to Eric Bruntlett, but then he struck out Muth, got Gall on an easy fly ball.
This one popped left side near the dugout. Barbier on the run, and it's in the dugout.
Got Gall to end the inning on a pop fly. Retired Borchert or Reardon gave up just a flare hit, kind of a Texas leaguer to top him, and got Van Zandt on the ground ball. So you're right, Greg. He's still pitching strongly.
Talent was in trouble most of the early way. That's outside, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Furthermore, Skip Bertman's placed him out there and told him to go to work. He's relieved the bullpen. There's nobody warming up. Hodges wasn't warming up earlier, but he's sitting down now. So
2-2 pitch, line past Talent in the center field for a base hit. That'll bring Craig Thompson to the plate, and the last time he came to the plate was in the top of the 4th inning.
Bases loaded. He's shaking him off. Here's the pitch. Craig Thompson. That was just the pitch he was looking for. And he drove it into the second row of the left field bleachers to give Stanford the lead. Bases loaded home run. What a thrill for that young man.
You know, Jerry, he needs a 3-base hit here to match the great Jerry Kindle here in Omaha with the cycle.
Oh, my. That's right. Well, more power to you. You're having such a great day. Go ahead. Triple is the hardest to get, though. I guess I am rooting for him. His record is history anyway, I think. That was 1956. For heaven's sakes, how long is that? So it's time for someone else to do that.
You were using a wooden bat.
A wooden bat, besides, yes.
Thompson trying to push a bunt up the first base line.
Well, he was actually going for a base hit bunt there. He wanted to push that ball past the left-handed pitcher, and that's a good play with Talent on the mound, throwing from the left side. His follow-through takes him off to the third base side of the mound. So if you can bunt past him on the first base side of the mound, he'll have an awfully tough time to get to that.
As Cressy goes out to talk to Brian Talent, Trey Hodges is up and throwing again down in the LSU bullpen.
A leadoff hitter with a line drive single is perhaps a signal to Skip Bertman for some relief help. I just want to mention quickly, I was back to 56 in my dialogue a moment ago with you, Greg, and as Skip Bertman comes to the mound, it's time to say this. In 1956, among the teams here, besides Arizona, the University of Minnesota, in which I played, Mississippi, there was also the University of Wyoming. And they were coached by a tremendous coach and a longtime friend of all of us in the baseball community, Bud Daniel. Bud is retired now, but just on Monday of this week, he had serious back surgery in Tucson. And he's watching the game, I'm sure, and would love to be here. He hasn't missed the College World Series for many, many years. But a happy recovery to you, Bud.
We send our good wishes along, and we'll take a break as Trey Hodges comes on.
There's a place, my friends, where toppings know no boundaries, where an outer crust is out of the question. It's a place called The Edge. It's back at Pizza Hut. The Edge Pizza is toppings on top of toppings on a crispy, thin pizza with no outer crust to fence them in. And lots of cheese keeping it all together. Take your taste buds on a grand tour with the Works recipe or create your own. But hurry, The Edge won't be around much longer. So go to The Edge, my pizza brethren. It's a place you will not soon forget. The Edge Pizza, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine.
get more relevant results, all organized into neat little folders. NorthernLight.com, just what you've been searching for.
Remember college?
I bet you do.
I bet you do.
Remember the highs, the lows,
The pressure?
the party?
Are you kidding me? You're gonna risk your hard-earned cash
Take food off your table,
betting on
18-year-old kids. You might as well.
Throw your money away.
Fool.
Fool.
So watch our games for this kind of
This kind of action.
not this.
Not this.
Because if you're banking on me,
Make your day?
don't bet on it. Don't bet on it.
We're looking at Trey Hodges, senior right-hander from Spring, Texas, who has come on in relief for LSU. You look at his numbers. 48 strikeouts in 56 innings pitched. And Craig Thompson, the switch hitter, is now going to switch around and bat left-handed against the right-handed throwing Hodges.
Trey Hodges has appeared in 19 games. He's also had 6 starts. He has 2 saves for the LSU Tigers.
And it's a ball.
I did not see what he was doing. I was marking in my book, Craig. Did you?
We go all day long with Brian Talent questioning, and Trey Hodges, the first move he makes is a balk.
Yeah. How ironic that is. Well, here he is. He's looking over there because it's a good time to run. Well, you know, he was called on a balk earlier. I think this is the same guy that I saw earlier in the week. He doesn't step toward first. He just kind of spins on his left foot. He puts it down and spins on it without stepping toward first base. And that goes as a balk. And Skip Bertman did not protest, nor did Brad Cressy, the catcher. So they apparently reluctantly agree with the home plate umpire calling that ball.
Alvarado down to second, and Hodges gets a strike, and it's now 0-2. Remember, Thompson started this at bat from the right side of the plate, tried a bunt against Talent, and fouled it, and he's now in the hole 0-2. Right into the Stanford dugout.
Well, he knows his responsibility. Craig Thompson is expected now to pull the ball over to the right side of the infield, but that's overdoing it, don't you think? So he turned on that pitch so hard, he drove it almost 90 degrees into the dugout over there. But he does want to advance his teammate, Damian Alvarado, over to third with a ground ball to the right side.
This one just protecting the plate and foul it off to the left side. LSU with Jeremy Whitten in left, Cedric Harris in center, Ray Wright in right, Barbier, Terrio, Fontenot, and Hawk third to first. Cressy is behind the plate, and Trey Hodges on the mound with an 0-2 pitch. Protecting the plate again.
He's just trying to stay alive now at the plate, put the ball in play. If he can pull it, fine. But he certainly doesn't want to strike out. Somehow, some way, try to get his teammate over to third base. Hodges came in relief Thursday night, got the final 2 outs against Florida State. He's one of their key relievers.
This one pulled past first. So Thompson's been all over the place.
Brad Cressy just got a message from Skip Bertman on the bench to go out and say something to his pitcher, Trey Hodges. So he's out to the mound now.
Stop letting him hit the ball so hard.
There's Skip. Skip is trying to devise some way, Skip Bertman, of getting back in the game. This is a very, very big run for Stanford. To increase the lead from 2 runs to 3 runs really makes a big difference in strategy. It takes a lot away from your defense and what they can do against you. It gives you an added edge offensively.
Towards second, he gets the run over as Fontenot throws the runner out at first, and a nice job of hitting by Craig Thompson, and he'll get a suitable reception at the Stanford dugout. The best view of today's games from inside the Sanyo Lightship, flying overhead with its eye in the sky camera to bring you some great live shots of Omaha and the College World Series. Thank you, guys.
Well, that brings up to the plate Eric Bruntlett. He drove a hard line drive to left field the last time up. Now with Thompson at third base, the infield comes in, of course, to prevent the extra run from scoring. The ground ball in the infield that they can get to, they're going to come home.
Bruntlett has walked, fly to left, single to left. Misses there, and the count is even at a ball and a strike.
Oh, was that a good pitch, Greg? That was a slider that broke so sharply and so widely. And a good hitter up the plate, Eric Bruntlett, had no chance on that one. Just waved at it as it went by.
1-1 pitch, missed, 2 balls and a strike.
It's not uncommon for Mark Marquis to try a squeeze play here. In this situation, 2-1 at the bat on the hitter.
Looks like that same pitch from 2 pitches ago. Hard slider, 2-2.
Well, that takes off any squeeze attempt now with 2 strikes.
Oh, come on, Coach. You never squeezed with 2 strikes?
I never did. No, I didn't have guts. But I know some coaches who have done it, and normally they wind up being successful. I don't know why. I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Here it comes.
Oh, my goodness. You called it, Greg. You did indeed.
And the pitch is fouled back. That's a strikeout. And Damian Alvarado will go back to third.
See, that's what would happen to me. With 2 strikes, Mark Marquis puts the squeeze on. He has a good bunter up the plate. Eric Bruntlett normally will get this ball down, but it's up in the zone, and he fouls it off. And here comes the runner down the line. Here we'll see the runner at third base. Alvarado breaking home with the delivery. Foul at the plate. Goes as a strikeout in the book. The runner returns to third.
Mark Marquis does indeed want that that run for a 3-run lead. 2 out now with Alvarado at third, and here's Edmund Muth. Ball 1. Tough day for Muth. Struck out swinging in the first and in the fourth, and flied out to right in the third. That was when Ray Wright took the home run away from him. In the air, back here behind the plate.
Edmund Muth is glad to see Talent leave the game. He was having a hard time with the left-hander. Edmund Muth leading his Stanford team in home runs, RBI, hitting .303 at the plate. Clutch hitter.
1-1 pitch on the way. Fouled back, the ball 2 strikes. Edmund Muth has become quite the power hitter. He jumped from 6 to 22 days.
I remember when he came into Stanford as a freshman, he didn't have much power. And he didn't try to swing for the fences.
1-2 pitches outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's been a 4-year starter for Mark Marquis at Stanford and a good hitter all along, but not known for his power, as the graphic just showed. This year, he has turned it loose. He's been lifting weights or something.
Damian Alvarado sprinting off of third base. And it's the second time he's forced Trey Hodges to step off the rubber. 2-2 pitch. Inside, nice stop by Cressy, and the count is full 3-2.
Well, Hodges has first base open. He won't give in to Edmund Muth here at the plate. He'll try to go for the strikeout or just miss for the ball 4. Put him on first.
Down and in, and Muth is on.
Well, this sets up now for Mark Marquis, first and third, and 2 outs. The possibility of a double steal. Alvarado at third does not run very well. Muth at first base, pretty good runner. If you could reverse those 2 runners, then you'd have something going for you, but I don't think he'll pull something with Damian Alvarado at third base. But like you said a moment ago, when we've agreed, that run is a huge run here in the top of the 6th.
Here's John Ball with a .307 average here in Omaha, but just 1 run batted in. And swung late on that pitch.
Well, I can see why Skip Burton has turned to Trey Hodges for relief. He comes in with a tremendous assortment of good sinking fastball, and that slider is really impressive. He just got John Gall in the first strike there.
Base hit right field. Gall chalks up his second RBI. Throw to third is cut off. Runners at the corners. 5-2 Stanford.
John Gall comes through again. 4-year starter. He is Mr. Clutch as far as I'm concerned. I've watched him play a lot. He's also off the USA team, the national team, for 2 years. And that run being so crucial, so critical to this, they're increasing the lead here in the 6th inning. And he reaches out and pokes that ball to right field to drive in a huge run for Stanford.
They're talking about the number of hits he's racked up in College World Series history. He now trails Keith Moreland by 1.
He'll get one more at bat here. We may go to extra innings. Who knows? We may get 3 or 4 more, but at least one more. And he'll have a shot at that record.
Joe Borchert, switch hitter as well, and moves over to the left side of the plate. Looks at ball 1. Borchert 0 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 fly balls to right. Big swing. 1-1.
Borchert's overdue. He's been really relatively easy out 3 times up so far in this game. So he's well overdue. A good hitter that he is.
That one bounces, and no, it hit Borchert. It hit Borchert, so the runner will go back to third, and the bases are loaded.
Here we'll see the pitch. I think it hits him in the foot. Actually, his left foot, his back foot. It didn't hurt very much, I'm sure. He was looking back at the umpire, hoping that he would call it a wild pitch. He knew it hit him, but didn't show any reaction, any pain at all.
Only 2 hitters in the Stanford lineup without a base hit today are Edmund Muth and Joe Borchert. And no, we aren't going to count Borchert getting hit by a pitch.
No.
Here's O'Riordan, 2 for 3 with the bases loaded.
The only time that Chris O'Riordan has been retired was last inning when he hit a scorching line drive right at the left fielder.
As we said then, he gets the bat on the ball. That's called strike.
Well, Hodges jumps ahead of O'Riordan here. 2 outs, bases loaded, protecting now the chances for his LSU team. They're still very much in the game. 3 runs is not that big a difference here in Omaha.
Misses. That's a ball and a strike.
So this is a huge out for Trey Hodges. Try to get Chris O'Riordan, very hot hitter, retired here with bases loaded and 2 outs. Top of the 6th.
1 pitch down toward third. Barbier skids to a stop, throws across the timeline and got him.
What a play! What a critical play by Blair Barbier, going to his knees at third base, making a strong throw across. Then Brad Hawk picks it out of the dirt. 2 good plays. There's a hard shot down the line. Gets to it, knocks himself down, gets himself up. Ball in the dirt. Out.
We go to the bottom of the 6th. 5-2 Cardinal.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine.
Search the web on the world's most comprehensive search engine and get more relevant results, all organized into neat little folders. Northernlight.com, just what you've been searching for.
What's my investment strategy? How about buy things before they go up?
For a personal financial plan, please press 5.
I'm going to pay for this. What was I?
This market's still got a lot of upside.
This market's going south. Why didn't they write this last month?
Can't believe Dad thought he could check stock prices on this thing.
Okay, 2 of your stocks are up. What about the other 15?
Thank you, Painewebber.
ID check, sir.
With 63 personalized features, it's the luxury sports sedan that recognizes you.
We're clear, sir.
The 2000 Bonneville SSEI. Luxury with attitude. By Pontiac.
Welcome back to Omaha, and what a terrific play to end the top of the 6th inning.
Well, this may be the turning point in the game if LSU can make a comeback and get even or ahead. Blair Barbier makes a tremendous play with bases loaded. Brad Hopp bails him out by picking off the low throw, and that's Chris O'Riordan. He thought he had to double down the line, a couple RBI, and Blair Barbier took it away from him. Great play at a crucial time.
Let's see if the momentum swings over to offense for LSU. Brad Hopp, Blair Barbier, and Wally Pontiff to face Justin Wayne. Ball 1.
Hopp's had a tough day at the plate. He struck out twice against Jason Wayne, facing, Jason Young. Now he's facing Justin Wayne for the first time.
Hopp went down swinging, went down looking. Two and 0. Stanford with 4 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th. LSU with 2 in the 2nd.
Justin Wade trying very hard to get this first hitter in the inning. I remarked before, after the 4-run inning, when you send your pitcher out there, it's his responsibility to try to get some quick runs.
Off speed, and the count is now 3-1. It is starting to rain in Omaha.
Now you can see the people around the stands beginning to put on their jackets and fold their umbrellas.
Foul back, and the count is full now, 3-2.
Big pitch for Justin Wayne.
Hopp is on base. Hello, cutie.
Little Blondie. Well, the hero of the last moment top of this 6th inning was Blair Barbier with that great play at third base. Now he's up at the plate, trying to sustain this rally that's beginning here in the bottom of the 6th for LSU.
And Justin Wayne misses outside, ball 1, and is quickly becoming his own worst enemy here.
Well, he needs to throw strikes, and that is normally not a problem for Justin Wayne. He has terrific control. Might be trying to do a little too much. Right now, he's just got to make these guys swing the bat. Whoa!
Down the left field line. It is foul. Whew.
Stanford hearts around the country watching us on CBS, and those here in the stands sunk with that first path of the ball. There it is. It looks like it might stay fair, but it's hooking. He was out in front enough of the ball when he hit it that it began to hook as it got down the line. It goes into foul territory, much to Stanford's relief.
Chant of LSU goes up around the stadium. Inside, 2 balls and a strike.
Anytime a team that's behind in the game has their on-deck hitter representing the tying run, they have a chance.
Foul ball down the third baseline. LSU coach Bill Daly fighting John Gall for the baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Blair Barbier.
Bill Daly coaching a third, giving the signs to the runner at first. Hopp, hitter Barbier. Over at first base, Turtle Thomas. First year at LSU, a consummate assistant coach.
Inside, no, tipped him, and he's on base.
Well, that does bring the tying run up to the plate now with nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 6th, we'll see the pitch. Fastball inside. Barbier just lifts his hand, leaves his uniform in the way of it. I think that's all it hit. It just got the tip of the uniform.
That is the 5th hit batsman we've seen here today.
Yeah, that got him. You can see the ripple in the uniform. We had it in slow motion. So Pontiff up at the plate now representing the tying run.
Pontiff has gotten good contact his first 2 times up. And we're going to have a conference at the mound.
Tom Kunis, the pitching coach for Stanford, coming out to visit with Justin Wayne, bringing the infielders around him on the mound. Tom Kunis is the first-year pitching coach at Stanford. Has done a terrific job with his staff. The longtime pitching coach who retired from active coaching last year, Tom Dunton. Tom was at Stanford for many, many years.
I want to remind you, Wednesday on CBS, USA Today calls Survivor hot, hot, hot. Apparently they wrote it 3 times. Don't miss the summer smash hit that pushes TV to the limits. Who will be voted off the island next? It's an all-new Survivor. The adventure of a lifetime. Wednesday at 8, 7 Central Time here on CBS. The numbers throughout the season will tell you that LSU's best inning of the season was the 6th inning, when they outscored their opponents 82-39. Guess what? We're in the 6th.
Well, here we go. A rally developing. Nobody out. Men on 1st and 3rd. Tying run at the plate in the person of Wally Pontiff. He's hit the ball hard twice already.
That's a called strike. 0-1. Wally Pontiff, the freshman from Metairie, Louisiana.
Second inning, drove that long double to right center. The 4th inning, he lined out sharply to Muth in center field.
High, 1-1.
The towels are waving down there on the bench. The players for LSU encouraging, exhorting their fans to get with it. Something's happening. The rally's going.
1-1 pitch, 2-1. And Brian Tallett's not hard to pick out of that crowd, is he?
Oh, he's one that
6'7".
That's right. He and the other pitcher, Sexton, have started that custom. It's become a tradition now in a short time. When rally time occurs, they start waving towels all around the stands.
2-1 pitch in there, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Wayne took something off of that pitch to get it in the strike zone.
Well, he's walked the first man on a 3-2 pitch, Brad Hoff, and then he hits Blair Barberie. And that puts runners at 1st and 2nd. So Justin Wayne has created a jam for himself.
2-2 pitch, got him swinging.
That's the slider. That's Justin Wayne's really good pitch. He's just come up with it this year. He didn't have this good slider the last couple years as a freshman and sophomore. Watch this ball break. Here it is. Breaks right under the bat. Sharp, quick, late break, and that's a big league slider right there, Greg. Strike out a tough hitter in Wally Pontiff.
Here's Cedric Harris, who is 1 out of 2. And an RBI single in the 2nd inning. He drove home the first of LSU's 2 runs in that inning. Justin Wayne back to the fastball.
They might be aware, of course they're aware in their scouting report, that Cedric Harris broke the hamate bone in his left hand earlier this year, missed 28 days recovering from that injury. He still doesn't have a normal swing. It still pains him to swing with that left hand. So they might just attack him with the fastball, knowing that he just doesn't accelerate that bat as much as and as quickly as he normally did before the injury. On top of that, he got hit in the right hand earlier in the game with a pitch. So Cedric's battling some pain up there.
1-1 pitch is in the dirt, and a nice stop by Damian Alvarado.
Here's a check swing possibility. The bat has to cross the plate, and it didn't. The umpire's perfectly right. We see there that he pulled the bat back before it crossed the plate fully. And that goes as a ball. He did check his swing.
2-1 pitch fouled off to the right. The count is even at 2-2.
Cedric Harris has had a terrific year in spite of the injuries. He also suffered a bruised collarbone earlier in the year, was out of the lineup for a time, but he comes into the College World Series in this game hitting .372, 2 home runs and 39 RBI. Terrific outfielder, too. Can really run. Go get that ball in center.
Coach Bertram says great defense and an excellent arm. Here's the 2-2. Outside, count is full at 3-2. You start your runners, Coach?
Well, certainly that would be a possibility to stay out of the double play, but Cedric Harris may strike out, and that would end the inning if the catcher Alvarado would throw out the runner. Hoff does not run all that well. The big first baseman. I don't think that Skip Burton will start the runners.
Hoff is at second, Barbier at first, and Wayne spins, chases the runners back.
If Skip Bertman had a lot of faith in Harris putting his bat on the ball, not striking out, that would be a possibility. We'll see.
Wayne looks Hoff back again. Brad Hoff is the runner at second. Blair Barbier is over at first.
Furthermore, I don't think he'll start the runners because they're not tying or winning runs. Their runs are not going to create a tie. The guy at the plate is the one that you want to get on and not take chances with the other.
Don't go, and strike 3 called. In the championship game, you can't take that pitch.
No, with 2 strikes, Cedric has got to be guarding that plate. We'll see now where the pitch was exactly. There's Wayne with the delivery, 3-2 pitch. It's a slider down low in the strike zone. We'll see now. Oh, yes, right across the hard plate and plenty high. That's a good pitch for a strike. Plate umpire.
Cedric's going to find out from every angle that was a strike.
Embarrassingly so.
Every single angle. Here's Jeremy Whitman.
Whoa. Good fastball. I don't think Cedric Harris was expecting a breaking ball in that 3-2 situation. And he got fooled by it.
Whitten, one of the guys here today who has been hit by a pitch. Fastball strike call 0-2.
Justin Wayne coming right at the hitter, Jeremy Whitten, with 2 live fastballs. One up high in the strike zone he swung at, and this one on the outside part of the plate. So Whitten's in the hole now, 0-2.
Wayne got himself in trouble walking Brad Hoff and hitting Barbier. Then he got Wally Pontiff swinging and Cedric Harris looking. And now has gone 0-2 on Jeremy Whitten. Swing. Struck out the side after the first 2 runners reached base. We've played 6 in Omaha. Stanford leads it 5-2.
In 1984, 2 computer scientists envisioned the impossible, a seamless network of computer networks. They invented the router, and Cisco Systems was born. Today, virtually all internet traffic travels across Cisco equipment, now directing millions of messages a day. And Cisco will be there as web users soar to over 300 million by the year 2002. Where do you find companies so integrated into the future? Exactly. NASDAQ. Stock market for the digital world.
How much do I owe you?
$13,423.18.
From the hotel to here?
Yep.
Doesn't that seem a little high to you?
Look, 96 Crown Victoria fully loaded, plus bridge toll and fare.
Will you take a check?
Keys are in it. Enjoy.
When you need a ride, you don't pay for the whole cab. With apps on tap, HP enables online applications you rent instead of buy.
Natural, real, the new man's way to lose the gray. Quick, just like that. It's like my natural color's back.
Call it a bonanza, an extravaganza. It's how you save on tires. Now at Pep Boys, all 35,000-mile tires are 4 for only $99, and all 70,000-mile tires 4 for $169. Pep Boys.
Cars like us.
People love us.
You know, you can look at the sky sometimes and say, gee, that's beautiful, and then you see that and you go, what am I doing here?
Yeah, there could be bad weather lurking behind those clouds.
Well, welcome back to Omaha, everyone. Mark Marquis and the Stanford Cardinal with a 5-2 lead as we move to the top of the 7th inning. Andy Topham, Eric Van Zandt, Damian Alvarado to face Trey Hodges. Topham, 2 out of 3, 2 singles and a ground out to third today.
Andy Topham's had a good day. Plays a strong left field, gets his hits, and into the game hitting .325.
Foul to the plate, and the count is now 0-2. LSU bullpen up and working. The right-hander is Ben Saxon. The left-hander is Shane Newman. Got him swinging. Cressy throws it up, and that's 1 out. Want to remind you tonight on CBS begins with a dramatic 48 Hours mystery, followed by Chuck Norris in Walker, Texas Ranger. Then Jason Gedrick stars as an FBI agent who goes undercover in the mob. Don't miss Falcone. It's all tonight here on CBS. Here's Eric Van Zandt. Van Zandt is 1 out of 3, a double back in the 2nd inning.
The last 4 hitters in the Stanford lineup have really contributed. O'Riordan, Topham, Van Zandt, and Alvarado have a total of 6 hits between them and 3 runs scored. Van Zandt, one of those 3 hits, he pointed out, a long double in the 2nd inning.
Foul to the plate, 2 balls and a strike. You get the impression Skip Bertman might not be so patient with Trey Hodges as we get into the latter innings here.
Well, he can't afford, LSU and Skip Bertman cannot afford to get a lot of runners on base now. He's got to keep the runners off base, limit the score to what it is now, 5-2, a 3-run deficit, and use these last 3 innings to try to catch up.
Called strike, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hodges has done a nice job since he came in the game.
Toward third. RBA has to wait on it, comes up throwing, and got his man.
He had to hurry that throw. He knows how fast Topham can run. Topham has good speed. There's the high chopper down to third base. Here comes RBA in on the ball now. He takes charge of it. 1 shuffle and across the infield. Just barely gets Topham. Half a stride. Herb RBA is an all-around good player. Good hitter, good leader, good third baseman. Good stretch by Hoffman.
He has shown us some third base play today, hasn't he?
Sure has. All the entire series here, he's done well defensively.
Here's Alvarado. Throwing strikes here in the top of the 7th inning.
He wants to stay in there. He's really letting it all hang out. And with good reason. This is the last game of the LSU season. And the last game of Stanford season. This is it. Wonderful drama here today.
1-2. Sorry, make that the count now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Up the middle. Terrio can't get there, and it's a base hit. Second of the game for Alvarado.
With 2 strikes now, he wants to make sure he swings the bat, doesn't want to walk him. Hits the ball over the plate, and Alvarado takes it up the middle. Bouncing ball just out of the shortstop's reach. Alvarado is, Damian Alvarado, the senior catcher, is really doing a good job today.
Here's Craig Thompson with a double, a single, a home run, and a ground out. And fouls it back toward us. Strike one.
I had a notion, Greg, to bring along the glove that I used in the 1956 World Series when I played it. I wish I had.
Well, then we'd never get a foul ball.
No, but if we did, I would have been able to try to make the play. You'd have been interested to see that glove. It's an old-timer.
Swing and a miss. Matter of fact, Jerry.
That's it. As a matter of fact, that's the same glove. Yes, I still have it. The ever snap, seldom miss model.
What is going on between those fingers? The answer is nothing. 0-2 pitch outside, ball and 2 strikes. Back then, where there was anyone's name on the glove, was that
you know whose name was on that glove? Ewell Blackwell. Can you imagine that? Ewell Blackwell, great pitcher for Cincinnati Reds.
1-2 pitch. Grounded foul. First glove I ever owned was Johnny Antonelli.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Right here.
I faced Johnny Antonelli years and years ago. He was pitching for the Giants. Craig Thompson's bidding for the cycle here. Pointed out earlier, he has the single, the double, and the home run. A triple with it in the cycle.
Toward first. Hawks smothers it, picks it up, makes the put out at first. And it's time for the 7th inning stretch for the LSU fans. We'll be back after this message and a word from your local station.
There's a place where the best are dedicated to helping you become your best. The premier online sports store, MVP.com.
Go inside the mob with Falcone. CBS tonight at 10/9 Central.
At Boat City USA, we have the largest inventory of boats in our area, and it's time to clear the deck. Super Summer Blowout Specials on Tracker, Sun Tracker, Nitro, Maxim, Bayliner, Mako, and Trophy. Folks, come see us at Boat City USA, and you just might hit a home run. Boat City USA, Club Deluxe Road in Hammond.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ronnie Rance for Tiger Baseball. We're proud to have Head & Enquist as a corporate sponsor of LSU Baseball TV. Head & Enquist, the largest distributor of Grove cranes and aerial lifts in the world. And their selection of Komatsu bulldozers, excavators, and loader backhoes is unparalleled. Whether you're a large or small contractor or a home builder, you can buy or rent from your friends at Head & Enquist. With locations across the South, Head & Enquist makes your job easier. So call Head & Enquist for all of your Komatsu needs.
It's Salisbury's Grand Slam Sale.
And our new rebates are another big win for the home team.
$2,000 rebate on Grand Caravans, a real hit. Caravans start at $16,490.
Get the $2,000 rebate on Durango, just $23,990.
Look at this double had a $2,000 rebate on Dakota, just $14,490.
And $2,000 rebates on every remaining 2000 Ram pickup in stock.
It's the World Series of Savings, and the competition is out of there.
Buy smart now at the Grand Slam Sale at Salisbury's Dodge City.
Are you missing out on your summer fun? At Boat City USA, from the smallest to the largest, we can put you on the water today. We have purchased liquidation inventory that can save you thousands. Come see us now, and you can make a steal. Boat City USA, Club Deluxe Road in Hammond.
Previous inning, Dustin Wayne has struck out 5 of the 6 outs that he has. However, he has a walk and a hit batsman in there. Here's Ray Wright, number 9 hitter in Skip Burton's order. Pulls the bunt up the first base line. Second baseman in a hurry. Got him!
What a great play by Chris O'Rear. That was a perfect bunt. We call this a drag bunt. A left-handed hitter Ray Wright, who has great speed, the fastest runner on the LSU team, lays the ball down, takes it with him, pulls it with him actually, down the line. You'll see here, the only player that can make this play is the second baseman. And here comes O'Riordan. Watch this pick up and flip, shovel the throw over there and land flat in his stomach as he does it. And just beats the diving Ray Wright. What a great play and a very important place in this game.
I'm not so sure you need him. Called strike one to the leadoff man, Ryan Theriot. Justin Wayne's parents cheering in the stands.
By the way, they've come all the way from Hawaii. Justin Wayne is from Honolulu, Hawaii. And his parents probably came the furthest distance to watch this game. They get the award for that.
Probably 2 nonstops daily, don't you think, from Honolulu to Omaha?
Yeah, direct flight, sure.
2 balls and a strike on Ryan Theriot, who is 0 for 3. Graham says caught the inside corner, and the count is even at 2-2.
Well, Theriot was not so sure that that was a strike. He showed a bit of amazement there, but you got to be guarding that plate. Yesterday, Skip Bertman was talking about this young man, Ryan Theriot, that he makes the pitcher really work. He's the ideal leadoff man. He generally goes deep into the count. And that makes the pitcher expend that extra energy. There he does foul the pitch off, so now he's still alive. Justin Wayne has to work really hard to get him out. And that's the function of the leadoff man, to make that pitcher really struggle before he retires, if he's going to retire him at all. Perfect leadoff man, according to his coach, Skip Bertman.
Take a look at it. 4 hits and 2 runs in the first 8 hitters. They haven't registered a hit in the last 19 batters. Got him swing. Check in with Gary Apple. Gary.
All right, guys, you're looking at the parents of Justin Wayne, and, for a while, Justin thought that his mom, Hope, might be a jinx. Earlier in the season, he had a 16-game winning streak broken when his mom saw him pitch in college for the very first time. He says, "Mom, stay away, you're a jinx." But she came later in the year, and he won, and so the jinx label was off, and they're thrilled to be here from Hawaii today. Guys?
I hope that wasn't a secret, Gary, because they were sitting right in front of you. Ball 1 to Mike Fontenot.
Fontenot doubled in the first inning, 1 for 3. And thereafter, he's been pretty silent. Pop up and a strikeout.
Justin Wayne, you take out that little hiccup in the 6th inning of a base on balls to Brad Hoff and a hit batsman from Blair Barbier, he has been smoking since he came into the game in the 5th inning.
Well, he's a strikeout pitcher, and he's got really good stuff. So when it's on, when he's getting the ball over, he's among the best. And that's what the Major League draft indicated, too. He was the 4th player taken in the draft, and will begin negotiating here soon after the College World Series. But he struck out 146 hitters in 139 innings this year. He's a tough one.
Everyone in the LSU order has struck out at least once, except for Blair Barbier and Ray Wright.
As I indicated earlier, Greg, I've seen Justin Wayne pitch a lot because I was with the USA team last year, and he was one of our top pitchers. Perhaps, in fact, he was the top pitcher. And he looks like he's throwing the ball harder than ever today.
Well, hit batsman a par for the course today. That's the second by Wayne.
Here's Fontenot taking his fastball inside, off the shoulder, the upper arm, and that hurt. Got to believe that hurt. That's a 90-plus fastball.
LSU has 4 hits and 4 hit batsmen today.
But they've left some men on base. Only 2 runs. Whereas on the other hand, Stanford has 13 hits thus far, through 7 innings of their offense and 5 runs.
Well, if there was ever a time Brad Cressy was going to pop out of his slump, it'd be now.
Justin Wayne got him with a slider last time up, and that was another slider, the first pitch. And Brad Cressy, I believe you should expect that perhaps again.
Hit it down the right field line, foul, 0-2. What kind of career has Justin Wayne had at Stanford? About number 1 in single season victories, number 2 in strikeouts, number 3 in winning percentage.
Postseason record 5-0, so he pitches his best when he gets into the playoffs. College World Series.
There's Mark Cressy hoping that his son Brad can snap out of his 1-for-11 doldrums here in Omaha.
Well, Damon Alvarado, I can almost guess what he's saying to Justin Wayne. He's saying, look, this guy's not hitting your slider. For heaven's sakes, don't give him a fastball hit. If you're going to throw a fastball, make sure it's out of the strike zone.
And Justin Wayne said, hey, you're calling your pitches. No balls, 2 strikes. Three call.
Got him with the slider. Broke it right in the inside part of the plate.
Second time today that Cressy has gone down on strikes. We've played 7 in Omaha. Stanford leads the championship game 5-2.
Now that Napa Auto Parts and accessories are available online, have we suddenly become hipper? Well, maybe a little. See for yourself at NapaOnline.com. Hey, Sparky, how many payments you got left on that minivan? You know, you could win this custom Pontiac Grand Prix pace car when you guess the margin of victory in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, only at NapaOnline.com. Enter now, before it's too late.
Nice lunch, Ed?
I have been to the Edge and back.
Okay. The Edge Pizza is back.
Friends, civil servants, lend me your ears. The Edge is toppings. And then more toppings. On top of toppings. On top of other toppings. Peppers are neighbors to the sausage or neighbors to the onions. No outer crust. With no outer crust. It's a crust-free zone. Let go of your crust, my friend.
Choose the works recipe or create your own. But hurry, the Edge won't be around long.
Go to the Edge!
The Edge Pizza from Pizza Hut. Another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
My dad wouldn't have called this retirement. I mean, who would have...
When do I get to retire from managing my money now that I have
co-trustees?
7 grandkids?
Funny how investing was easier when I didn't have any money.
Titanium bikes are overrated.
I always thought earning money was the hard part. Keeping it's the real job. I wonder, should we take the income?
Should we reinvest?
Thank you, Payne Weber.
Live pictures of today's game brought to you by the Sanyo Lightship, one of the largest airships in the world. Holds over 150,000 cubic feet of helium on the other side of that large Sanyo logo. Sanyo Lightship giving us the views of today's game, and we thank them kindly.
It goes 67 miles an hour at its fastest.
Top of the 8th inning. And Trey Hodges will face Eric Bruntlett, Edmund Muth, and John Gall. You know, Bruntlett showing the bunt there. I'm not sure I'd send anything down Blair Barbier's way today.
Oh, he's making all the plays, isn't he, Greg?
He's been a vacuum cleaner. Foul ball. 0-2.
Trey Hodges pitching in relief of Talent is once again asked to keep that Stanford offense from scoring any more runs. LSU has 2 more shots, the 8th and 9th, trying to catch us.
Got him swinging. So Bruntlett down on strikes for the 2nd time today, and here's Edmund Muth. Incidentally, 24,282 fans here in Rosenblatt Stadium today, the 5th largest crowd ever. Edmund Muth, what kind of a day did he have the other day? 1, 2, 3 home runs.
And that last home run gave him the record for College World Series career homers with 6.
Today, he had one taken away from him. A great play by Ray Wright in right field. He has also struck out twice and walked. There's Wright. It's only right that Wright plays right field, don't you think, Jim?
I think so. Kind of causes tongue twisters up here, though, when we talk about it. For me, anyway.
Count is 0-2 to Muth.
Hodges has done virtually as good a job as his counterpart, Justin Wayne, coming into relief for Stanford. Getting the ball over, striking people out, keeping the Stanford offense from generating any more runs.
Here's Justin Wayne. That one's inside. 2-2. Edmund Muth missed 4 to 5 weeks last season with a bout of viral meningitis. A scary proposition for him, for the entire Stanford team. He has come back strong.
I should say, we're all so grateful that he wasn't stricken any more seriously and down any longer with that terrible disease. And he spoke about that yesterday when we talked to him, and we could tell how grateful he was that he's back in uniform. He had such a great year. Strong as ever.
3-2 pitch. Fought that one off inside. Back in the third inning, Muth drove one to deep right field, and Ray Wright was in the right place at the right time.
That so far, to me, and I've seen a good many of the games this week, College World Series, that is the play of the series.
2-pitch fouled into the Stanford dugout.
Muth hanging on with a 3-2 count. He doesn't give up easily. And neither will Trey Hodges.
3-2 pitch again. Hot foul. And Brad Cressy hardly has to move to make the play. 2 up and 2 gone in the 8th, and that'll bring up John Gall. We remind you tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular. It's Fire on Ice. Olympic superstars, including Oksana Bayul and Kristi Yamaguchi, show off in Ice Wars, USA versus the world. And sprinting and jumping sensation Marion Jones headlines a star-studded international field at the Pontiac Grand Prix Invitational all tomorrow here on CBS. There's a drive to deep right field. On the run is Wright and makes the catch.
Another great play by right fielder Ray Wright, going this way, far to his left. Gets that ball in fair territory.
I guess we know our left from our right here, don't we? We'll go to the bottom of the 8th.
It's more than just a way to mow your lawn. It's a connection to 163 years of hard-earned truths passed down from the Great Plains to your backyard. It's the technology of the most advanced farm equipment in the world, helping you care for your own private piece of the planet. It is John Deere Solid, and now it can be yours for less than $2,000. The LT-133. See for yourself. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Here's a regular internet homepage, and here's i1.com. It's free. You use it like Yahoo or other search engines to check news, scores, stocks. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 a day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
The free one with all the cash.
What would you do if you won?
Keep my job at the multiplex.
Really?
No.
Could you put that back, please? i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America, the greatest land of all.
Introducing Chevy Impala. Designed, engineered, and built to be the most carefree car on the road.
See the
drive. Impala. We'll be there.
Back for the bottom of the 8th inning, and time to give a little tip of the hat to the Stanford pitching in the form of Jason Young and Justin Wayne. The last hit by an LSU batter came in the 2nd inning with nobody out when Jeremy Whitten singled. Wow. It was the 3rd of 3 hits in the 2nd inning. There was one in the 1st. There have been none since.
Those two pitchers, Young and Wayne, have absolutely slammed the door shut since then.
Brad Hawk, Blair Barbier, Wally Ponton against Justin Wayne here in the 8th. 12-1.
This may be Brad Hawk's last opportunity to break the NCAA career record for doubles. He's now tied at 36. Excuse me, single season record, not career record. Single season record. He has 36 two-base hits, which ties the NCAA record. One more would break it.
Hoff has struck out twice and walked today. 1-2-1.
He was taking all the way. Skip Bertman's now down to his last 2 at-bats, his last 6 outs, and he needs runners. They need to get runners on and get that tying run up the plate somehow. Then they have a chance.
Big swing and miss, 2-2.
Going a bad pitch, that would be ball 3. Brad Hoff in his anxious, earnest efforts to get a hit. Swung at a bad pitch.
Hit deep but foul down the right field line. The conversation yesterday was who was going to get the call from Mark Marquis. Was it going to be Jason Young, or was it going to be Justin Wayne? And both pitchers told us whoever it is will be in good hands. It's been in both their hands, and so far so good for Stanford.
Almost as if they sensed it. They both were going to get a chance.
2-2 to Hawk. Another foul ball.
Changeup, Brad Hoff, but did a good job to get his bat on that ball. It was a tough pitch, 2-2 count. He can't afford to take a close pitch, and that was a changeup that Justin Wayne threw up there, and he just managed to get around on it. Stay with it rather and foul it off. So he's still alive.
To Brad Hawk. Up high, and now it's full.
Now there's anxiety on both benches. Anxiety for LSU that he will get on base by virtue of a walk or a base hit. Anxiety for Stanford. Please, don't walk him. Let's see who breathes a sigh of relief and who hits their...
Who goes to the etc.
Yeah, that's right. Goes to the etc.
Full count pitch. Good bat for Brad Hawk.
Yes, he's really battling hard up there. He knows what's expected of him. Skip Bertman or his teammates didn't have to whisper in his ear as he went up there, hey, we need base runners. He knows that. Veteran first baseman.
3-2 pitch again. Hopped in the air, left side. Alvarado calling and makes the catch.
Big out for Stanford. John Gall coming in from third base on that pop fly. Probably had the better, well, obviously did have the better angle on it, but Damon Alvarado called for it right away and took it with a relatively easy play in foul territory.
So Blair Barbier has had a terrific day in the field. At bat, grounded to the pitcher, grounded into a double play, hit by a pitch. And the unanimous selection is team captain. Going to try and see if he can get something started here in the 8th. Rips one foul down the third base.
Justin Wayne threw that ball right down the middle, thinking that Barbier may be taking it.
He was wrong.
He was dead wrong because he was ready for the fastball and he nailed it. Fortunately for Stanford, for Justin Wayne, he pulled it foul. He jumped on it all over it.
You the picture you're talking about in the newspaper the other day? Huh?
No balls and a strike to Barbier. Stanford has Andy Topham in left, Edmund Youth in center, and Joe Borchard in right. Gall, Bruntlett, O'Riordan, and Thompson, third to first. Alvarado behind the plate. There's a foul past third. 1-2.
Justin Wayne jumping ahead here of Blair Barbier. Tough hitter in a tough spot and a tough pitcher. What more could you ask for? Late innings, one team struggling to keep the lead, the other team struggling to catch him.
There's a foul ball at the plate. Base hits have been hard to come by for the Tigers since the second inning. Justin Wayne came on in the fifth inning in relief of Jason Young. Struck out 2 out of 3 hitters that inning. Struck out the side in the sixth. Got 2 out of 3 in the seventh inning. There's a drive to left field down the line. Topham on the run. Foul territory. And out of play.
Boy, a great effort by Andy Topham. Came a long way to try to get that ball. Ran into the fence at the end of his journey, and the ball just dropped out of his reach into the stands for a long foul. Here's Andy with his colorful hat. Coming from the left field position. What? He doesn't break stride. He just keeps going. Boom. He held up a little bit as he got there. He just missed that, didn't he?
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Up high and away, 2-2. The LSU fans just desperate for something to cheer here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ball back.
Come on, baby.
Justin Wayne pouring strikes in there. Blair Barbier battling him, fouling them off, staying alive. He's been battling up there with about 5 foul balls preceding this. Staying alive, got a pitch he liked and pulled it right down the line. And they're 1 run closer. LSU Tigers now only 2 runs down. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Some really a breath of life breathed into the Tigers by Blair Barbier. There's the pitch. Pulls it down the line. Looks like it might go foul, but it hangs in there just there. Topham waves goodbye.
First hit since the second inning, and it's a long one. 5-3 Stanford. Here's Wally Ponton. Called strike on the outside corner. Stanford was breathing some pretty rarefied air. LSU has been held to 2 runs or less just once in their last 38 games.
Well, they are known for their tremendous hitting this year. They have team batting average of .341, and even in the era of aluminum bats, Greg, that is pretty good. And they were pretty well stifled, as you pointed out, for these last 6.5 innings. Finally got a hit and a run.
Ponton has a double in 3 trips to the plate. Towels are out at the LSU dugout again. 3-1.
Well, we're just around the corner, perhaps, of getting that time run up to the plate for the LSU Tigers.
3-2.
Hit the outside corner on that pitch.
Pitch. Ball 4. We remind you 48 Hours Mystery, followed by Chuck Norris in Walker, Texas Ranger, and then Jason Gedrick stars as an FBI agent who goes undercover in the mob. Don't miss Falcone. It's all tonight on CBS.
The ball four just now to Wally Ponta signaled the activity in the bullpen for Stanford to begin. And hustling down there, I believe it's Jeff Brooks. He's their closer. He's had a terrific year coming in late in the game, shutting people down. So Tom Kunis going out now to talk to the umpire, the plate umpire, Scott Graham, and wondering if he's asking permission to visit for, no, it can't be, possible injury. I think he's just checking on his number of trips to the mound.
Hurt feelings after a home run, but that would be about it.
That's right, yeah. Now, what he was doing was asking Scott Graham, how many trips is this? To make sure he doesn't exceed the allowed number of trips, which are 3, to the mound. And after the third, then he's obligated to take the pitcher out.
You were coaching. Did you make pitching changes?
Yes, I did. For the first, I coached there over 24 years. For the first maybe 10 or 12 years, I did that. But after I turned it over to Jim Wing, my longtime pitching coach.
When you went out to the mound, did you step on the baseline?
No.
Never did.
No, I didn't. I wanted to keep my shoes shined at their high luster. I've always maintained I'm not superstitious, but I don't step on the lines. They work so hard to put them down and bombard them.
Cedric Harris, a single and an RBI in the second inning. A pop-up to short, and a called third strike in the 6th inning when he faced Justin Wayne. He is the tying run as he stands at the plate and looks at strike one.
But now the Stanford defense has to make sure that they don't give up a double. They don't let that tying run get to second base. The outfield is actually quite shallow on Harris.
Hit in the right field. Borchard draws a beam on it and pulls it in for the second out of the inning.
Well, we could tell there with Cedric Harris' swing at that ball that his hands still aren't fully healed from that broken bone in his left wrist earlier. He just did not have a good hard swing at that. He lofted it into right there. Here we'll take a look at it. It's a fastball. Wayne gives him a fastball. But you see, he just kind of feels for the ball and doesn't really accelerate the bat through the ball. You can almost see the look of pain on his face as he goes down to first base.
Still looking at that finger in the dugout. Whitten takes ball one. Whitten has singled, was hit by a pitch, went down swinging.
The 2 outs now, and Jeremy Whitten representing the tying run. John Gall at third base is hugging the line, making sure that nothing gets by him on the right side down the line for 2 bases. There's John Gall down at third base. He'll take his position now when the pitch is delivered. Very, very close to the line. Anything to his left, he'll let the shortstop try to get, but nothing should get by him on the right in this situation.
One and two, Jeremy Whitten. 339 hitter on the season. Just 154 here in Omaha. Senior from Louisville, Kentucky.
Justin Wayne has stepped out smartly ahead of Whitten at the plate now. 1 and 2. He's thrown really good sliders up there to him. Tough to follow.
Foul back.
Every pitch, Wayner, every pitch, 3-8.
This time Kunis sitting there in the dugout. He will signal the pitches. You watch him now. He will give the pitch selection to Damon Alvarado, the catcher, and he will signal them back out to the pitcher, Justin Wayne. The pitchers have the liberty to wipe and to go to yet another pitch, one they feel more comfortable in, but they better make sure it's not hit.
1-2 pitch. Deep to left field.
slider up in the zone, and he drives it hard into left field. He's watching anxiously because it isn't a sure home run. It just barely got over the left fielder, Andy Topham's glove. There he is rejoicing around the base, representing the tying run. Here's Wainwright. Hit him to left field. Coming on, Topham is there, and he makes the catch. 3 runs, 2 home runs. We're tied at 5. We go to the 9th with a championship at stake.
It was our dream to make Pop Secret microwave popcorn with real butter.
Do you see it?
Not yet.
Our mission, bring back America's favorite butter.
That's it. Over there. 2 o'clock.
Let's go for it.
Hello. Follow them.
Mission accomplished. Pop Secret, the only microwave popcorn made with real Land O'Lakes butter. Perfect popcorn is our passion.
You could have just called.
Mom? Dad?
Hi, Mrs. G. Mr. G?
How to rekindle your marriage. Find out on thirdage.com. America Online keyword third age.
Natural, real, the new man's way to lose the gray. Quick, just like that. It's like my natural color's back.
Go where you wanna go.
Many driving problems have been answered by Goodyear innovation. AquaTread wet traction, high-performance Eagles, all-terrain Wranglers, and AquaSteel run flat. That's serious technology. Freedom from worry. What's on the horizon? More new solutions for your peace of mind.
Serious freedom. Goodyear, Goodyear.
A despondent Justin Wayne in the Stanford dugout. What kind of an ovation do you think Jeremy Whitten got from the LSU fans in left field?
Well, they're fired up. All around the park, you see purple and gold, the LSU colors, and they certainly are on their feet out there in left field to honor their left fielder, Jeremy Whitten.
Trey Hodges on the mound. 5-5 game. It'll be Joe Borchard, Chris O'Riordan, and Andy Topham in the top of the 9th for Stanford. Big swing from Borchard, who has struck out, fly to right twice, and was hit by a pitch.
Trey Hodges has really been pitching tough ball since he came in the 6th. He's given up only 2 hits, neither of them well hit. And only 1 walk and he hit a bat. So he's been tough as nails out there on the Stanford hitters.
One pitch to Borchard. 2-1. Well, what an evening for LSU. Brad Hawk foul to the catcher. Blair Barbier with a solo home run to make it a 5-3 game. Wally Pontiff walked, and after Cedric Harris flied out, Jeremy Whitten with a 2-run homer to tie it. Big swing by Borchard. He fouls it out of the walk-off foul. The LSU hero of the moment, Jeremy Whitten. Borchard out on strikes for the 2nd time today.
Well, here's the pitch now in the rain. It's a breaking ball inside, ties up the big hitter, Joe Borchard. He just can't get his bat extended. You see, he has to bring his hands in close to try to get the bat through. By that time, the ball is broken past him.
And we're going to take a moment to remove something from the warning track out in right field. The LSU bullpen is busy.
Chris O'Riordan has played a hero's part today for the Stanford Cardinal. 2 hits, 2 for 4. Several great plays by this young man at second base also.
Let's go, buddy!
1-0 pitch.
say, Greg, he just gets the ball. Give me the sign quick. I'm going to pitch. He can't wait to deliver that ball. He is really fired up.
1-1 to O'Riordan.
Close. Just missed with a tough slider. O'Riordan with a good eye up at the plate. But he got a great jump on that ball. The ball was hit off the hands. The ball was hit off his hands down on the near the handle of the bat, which is tough to read for the outfielder. And Ray Wright got a good jump and then outran it. Here he comes. Not an easy play. It looks easy, but he got a terrific start with his great speed. Was able to make the play.
Andy Topham. 2 for 4. A pair of singles for Topham today. What's LSU looking at if it retires Stanford here in the top of the ninth? The top of the order in the bottom of the ninth and a run to win the championship. 0-2.
Hodges is just throwing it in their face, I guess you'd say. He's just daring them to hit. He gets that ball and he delivers, cuts it on the pitch.
Center field. On comes Harris. We're in Omaha, but it sounds like Baton Rouge. LSU needs a run to win the championship. Back for the last of the night in just a
moment. The ability to have hands-on brewmasters working with the finest ingredients.
In the barley fields and in the hop fields, everyone has a genuine passion and commitment to upholding the highest standards.
Quality, freshness, attention to detail. Blend those things and you have what Budweiser is all about.
Let's see. College in 4 years. Costs up 40% over the next 5. Somebody do the math here.
It'd be great if our money would grow as fast as these kids. I can't believe.
Will paying for college be as painful as this?
Hey, that kid just dropped a pretzel? Because I like pretzels. I really like
We'll
pretzels.
be able to help with their education.
I wonder if we should have put that money in a trust. Maybe we would have.
I hope she was kidding about college in Hawaii.
Thank you, Payne Weber.
Now that Napa Auto Parts and accessories are available online, have we suddenly become hipper? Well, maybe a little. See for yourself at NapaOnline.com. Guess the margin of victory in this year's Pepsi 400 at Daytona, and you could win this custom Pontiac Grand Prix pace car. Play the Napa Online margin of victory game at NapaOnline.com. Get online and play now, before some computer weenie wins it.
Let's take you back to the 96 championship game, LSU-Miami. LSU trailed by 1, bottom of the ninth with 2 out. Warren Morris was the hitter.
Now Warren Morris. It's a deep drive down the right field line. That ball is gone! LSU wins the College World Series on a home run by Morris.
Talk about a shocker. Warren Morris, game-winning home run. LSU a 9-8 winner over Miami. Skip Berkman hoping like something like that here in the bottom of the ninth today.
Well, there have been a lot of dramatic moments in the 51 years that the College World Series has been played here. That may be one of the best. Certainly one of the best. But who knows what awaits us here at the bottom of the ninth.
Ryan Terrio hitless in 4 at-bats. Base hit left field.
Ryan Terrio, first pitch is hitting here in the bottom of the ninth, just past John Gall into left field for a single. John Gall makes a great effort, stretches all the way out, lays himself flat trying to get it, but he couldn't. Now this sets up almost a freshman of the year in National Baseball. Stanford playing for a bunt. Ball is in at third base.
Terrio can run at first base. He's 7 of 10 in the stolen base department. Oswald did not shield that.
Well, so much for my strategy. Skip Bertman has Fontenot hitting away. Now we may see a possible hit and run. Some way to get that winning run in the last inning over to second base. First option be sacrifice punt. Second option a hit and run.
Third baseman John Gall in on the grass for Stanford.
Conventional wisdom and strategy calls for the sacrifice punt here. With the heart of the order coming up. Cressy, Hoffman, RBN. Let's see what happens now with Mike Fontenot at the plate. It may be that he is not as good a runner as we would think. And Skip Bertman feels strategically and percentage-wise it's best to have his way to win.
Very Mike Fontenot has one sacrifice to his credit this season.
Well, there you go. I think maybe we've hit on the reason why he is sporting the bunt here.
1-1 pitch. Inside 2-1. We haven't seen hitters exercise a great deal of exertion trying to get out of the way of pitching.
Well, right now, if he were to take a pitch and allow it to hit him, it would just accentuate the possibility that the winning run is going to score here at the bottom of the ninth.
2 balls, 2 strikes. A run wins it for the LSU Tigers, and Skip Bertman will have won his 5th title in 10 years.
Amazing. But it's certainly not in the bag, and Marquis and the Stanford Cardinal still have plenty of energy, plenty of tools left, plenty of weapons left if they can get through this inning. Try to win it next inning for the Stanford Cardinal.
High in the score. Now let's see what Skip Bertman does with Ryan Terrio at first base with a full count and nobody out.
And Mike Fontenot runs good at home plate. Ryan Terrio at first base is average speed. So it would be tough to double up Fontenot.
How's this for a scene set for the slugger on this team, Brad Cressy? He hits .466 with runners in scoring position. He has just 1 hit here in Omaha.
That's right. He is 1-4-12 in the College World Series, and this is 4th game. Now, I dare say he is not going to bounce. He is a double play possibility. Brad Cressy, the big catcher, does not run well. But I dare say I don't think he bunts well either. So we'll see what Skip Bertman has instructed him to do, but I believe he's going to be hitting away. And the Stanford infield believes the same way. John's all playing back at third base now, not anticipating the bunt. First baseman Craig Thompson, he's playing behind the runner back about 15, 18 feet. So all expectations are that Brad Cressy will swing away.
He was hit by a pitch in the first, walked in the third, struck out in the 5th, and again in the 7th. He has struck out 8 times here in Omaha.
Jason Wayne has gotten 2 of those times. The last 2 times that he got him with sliders, both times. And he opened up with a slider here to get the first strike on Brad Cressy.
Mark Cressy, former Dodgers coach, right now father of Brad. You know, 1 base hit by Brad Cressy erased an awful lot of bad memories here in Omaha. 0-1 pitch. Base hit left field. He's going to wing him around. Topham comes up close to the plate.
What a finish. What a great finish for the LSU for the Stanford Cardinal.
Series, 2 for 13 overall, but who cares? It's a great finish. Drives in the winning run for the national championship. LSU Tigers, their 5th College World Series championship. Brad Cressy, it is a slider. He threw him a slider. When he's been getting him out with, he knows right away that it's in there. Past the shortstop into left field. Now he watches his teammate attempting to score, and there he made it. Turtle Thomas, the first base coach, and Cressy rejoicing. And here's Skip Bertman watching carefully as the ball goes into left. The runner coming around third. They're waving him in. Here he comes. What a great picture. Skip is even out of the dugout. He's saying, championship belongs to LSU.
Mark Cressy says, yeah, you betcha. Come on around. And we're champions. We're champions, and my kid's a hero. What a comeback. 3 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th inning. LSU national champion, 6-5. We'll be back with the trophy presentation after this.
Last quarter, we saw a stock increase. You still there? Of 23%. You still there? You still there? Can you hear me? You still there?
Mr. Johnson, while you're traveling, do you use a cellular phone?
Constantly. You still there?
It's all that static. It'll get to you.
Can you hear me?
Here, try Sprint PCS. They built the only all-digital, all-PCS nationwide network. It's so clear, you'll know you're being heard.
Is this for me?
It's for all of us.
Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular.
Hey, Sparky, how many payments you got left on that minivan? You know, you could win this custom Pontiac Grand Prix pace car when you guess the margin of victory in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, only at NapaOnline.com. Enter now, before it's too late.
Boom! Stop dead in his tracks. That's how fast Tough Actin' Tinactin Pump Spray works. It stops the itching and burning of athlete's foot dead. The only leading brand so tough it prevents athlete's foot. Tackle athlete's foot symptoms in seconds with Tough Actin' Tinactin.
There's a new way to quit smoking. Take a good look. You may never see it again. Introducing Clear Nicoderm CQ. For relieving tough nicotine cravings 24 hours a day, Clear's every bit as effective as the original CQ. But it's a more private way to quit.
There's something different about you.
Yes, there is.
Clear Nicoderm CQ. Want a clear shot at quitting? Well, here's your window of opportunity.
If there's ever a reason to believe you never say die, you look at the LSU Tigers. Let's go downstairs to Gary Apple. Gary.
All right, Greg, with Skip Bertman. What is it, Skip, about the late-game heroics for your squad?
Well, the kids are great competitors, wonderful kids. They're real big believers in themselves and the program and the coaches and each other. It couldn't have been a better ending for Brad Cressy, our leading hitter, to get it.
He's standing right next to me right here. In fact, he's in a huge bear hug right here. Hey, Brad. What a moment for you. I know you have tears in your eyes right here. You just had one hit coming into that at-bat. Tell us about the moment.
I tell you what, I've been struggling all World Series, but all the guys on our team have been stepping it up. Jeremy Whitten and Blair got us going, and I knew I was going to get a slider because I struck out with 2 times before on sliders. So I was looking at it, and I got it, and I was able to hit it. But we worked hard all year long for this moment, and it's just incredible.
It's rare to see the sort of emotion you've got going right now, the tears of joy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you have any kind of pride in your team, and I tell you what, man, we worked so hard, and this was our ultimate goal at the beginning of the year, was to win a national championship, and you know what happened for us.
All right, congratulations, Brad.
Thanks a lot.
Let's go back upstairs to Greg.
All right, Gary, congratulations indeed. The Stanford Cardinal, we can't overlook the tremendous season they had and the tremendous fight they put up here today.
Absolutely. They're a great team with a great coaching staff. And right as they were celebrating the victory, LSU was at home plate. Mark Marquis called his team around him together in the dugout. And I sense that he said, fellas, don't be ashamed of a thing. You're a great team. We gave him a great battle.
The final numbers, LSU 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Stanford 5 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. Grand slam home run from Craig Thompson in the 4th inning. Appeared it would make stand up, but LSU comes back with 3 in the 8th. The game-winning hit from Brad Cressy in the 9th, and LSU wins the title. The 3rd time LSU has gone unbeaten in the tournament. They win it, and they're the champions of collegiate baseball. We thank you for joining us, everyone. For Jerry Kindle and Gary Apple, I'm Greg Gumbel. So long from Omaha. LSU has beaten Stanford 6-5. You've been watching the NCAA College Baseball World Series on CBS.